Tonor, and it's been vastly superior to the $100 Yeti I had for like $30. Why is?
I wish Yeti's were here with $100.
Why does the whole roof have to go away? When I zoom into the house, the entire roof is disappearing.
I mean, it was like I need like a little top section of it.
There we go. Alright, it works now. Alright, great. And then the last thing that I needed to do was pull up the Cornberg Chronicle. Alright, now I'm good. Okay, let's go live with this. See how this works out. Welcome everybody to Session 6 of our Eberron campaign, titled Prophecy and Mourning. Tonight is New Decisions Beginnings, or something along those lines.
Part 1.
Part 17 of 2. It was yes, book water. Nice. Alright, Katara, let's go. In the between time of last week and this week, I wrote up a news article, which I will kindly link to the chats as soon as I can actually navigate my computer somewhere here. It's going to be a very long link because it's a Discord link. Basically, it's something a little special for the players. It gives us our date that we arrived, which is the 22nd of Ire, year 1001.
Life for Ire.
It is Sul Day, yes, Life for Ire. So we have mage strikes in Aundair over reports of false exam scores. Basically, it looks like some rich folk are having their kids get into the wizard academies in Aundair, which are like the cream of the crop. They're
pay to win.
Yeah, they're doing actual pay to win. But there was a hint dropped for Celica. There is a small section where it says, "We come from Sharn, where we were accepted based on our own talent and skill. We will not stand for this kind of corruption," shouts a group of Morgrave University students. Our reporter interviewed Aria Erebinor, one of Morgrave University's brightest students. That would be Celica's missing sister. So this is a very recent, like I said, this is of today, posting, and she gets some facts about where her sister may be.
Deepest lore.
Yes. On top of that, there's a reports of Vendum de Jurasco over in Nathir hoarding medical supplies for some reason, declining to comment, but it is causing some major problems with the more affordable healthcare options over there. Even the charity quote unquote clinics, things like religious halls and stuff like that, are running low on supplies. And,
like he's doing a Moriarty.
Yeah. And the final excerpt is, does Brayland even care? There's some 200 odd Sharn refugees, or not Sharn, Siren refugees that started in Sharn. They were basically forced to live in the cogs, which is terrible. Terrible living conditions.
Make sure you have Featherfall.
Well, not down there. You don't need it.
This is stop people from falling on top of you.
They decided to go to Rote, which is the capital of Brayland, and were essentially shown the door. They basically don't have homes for the homeless.
Yeah.
They know.
Base Brayland.
Yeah, they now are mounting up to come to New Sire, but it's going to take 2 months, and they're already starting to run out of food and supplies. And this is going to be a big contention problem for the princess. She doesn't. Yeah, Ada is not happy about that. She does not like to see her people struggling. it's already approaching evening. So we've been kicked out of town till tomorrow. They said that we can stay the night here in the inn, and that's about it. That's basically all that they gave us. Let me check the. There we go. All right, so Rachel here, Rachel Runner. She runs this what we're calling an inn. It's a bit bigger than a farmhouse essentially, and it does technically house more than one person at a time. If there's anything you guys want to do before we go into what is going to amount up to basically being a town hall in the morning, go ahead and let me know. We'll take care of it, and then we'll move on to the next day. Shepard, is there anything you wanted to do? I'm just going to ask you guys one at a time. You're muted.
This is a new town. I have no idea what I'm doing, so... I mean, but I don't need rest.
You get to work building a temple.
Yeah, I mean, can't go back into town until tomorrow, so I just gotta make myself busy. It's about, like, sleep time, right?
Getting close. There's going to be some soup. There's some stew on the cauldron over the fire. But that's about it. You can tell she has some stale wine ready to serve.
Okay. How late does she lock the doors? Like, can I go walk around town?
She doesn't.
Okay. Then can I walk around?
But you're not allowed in town.
I know. Can I walk around the outside of the gate, like, just to observe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the farms and those tents over here and stuff like that.
All right. I'm going to place you over by the tents.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't get you out. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You're locked inside.
I'm just, like, walking around, making myself busy.
Making my way downtown.
Walking slow.
Fast. No, that would do.
Crossing the little rickety bridge now.
And I metagame my way underground.
Where is the teleport button? Keybinds, please.
No. No keybinds for you.
Teleport. Ah, shift.
Peloton.
There we go. Shift. Haha. All right.
Ah.
That's how I can break you out of this prison of an inn. All right. Let's see. There's a campfire. We're gonna plop you right there.
Yep.
Whee.
I'm going to light this campfire. This camping. Grab this, and we're gonna. Boom.
Sweet.
It's actually now 2 campfires technically, but it doesn't matter. All right, so we're gonna pull you over there, and then we'll come back to you once everybody is established what we're doing. All right, that will take me to Celica next.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, you guys can double click the icons on the left to go to that token very quickly.
Yeah. I just single click for mine, but yeah.
Oh, okay. It is a single click. You're correct.
They've locked up the town, so we can't go inside.
Not so much that it's locked, but they're not letting you in. They have orders to not let you in.
But why?
Because you were kicked out. You were with Princess Ada.
I didn't know we got kicked out. I know we walked out to stay the night in the inn.
Oh, we were asked to leave, so nicely we obliged.
Mm-hmm.
Which basically is kicking out, but we kicked ourselves out. So they wouldn't have to use force.
Yeah.
You don't kick me out, I kick myself out.
Pretty much.
I know where to go. Where do I go?
Well, if I read that newspaper, I probably said I could probably be kind of anxious about the whole thing now, but to go sleep. I guess you'll go walking around because you did want to see what life is like for the people in New Sire.
Okay. Did you want more details on that paper?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I figured you were going to ask about. All right. So you read through the interview, and it's an emotional time for you because there's the vague memory of your sister's voice as the interview goes back and forth. She is on the course to basically graduating with honors. She finishes this year, and it is her hope to sail out for Zendrick and study the war between the dragons and the giants of age.
bad.
Yeah. She is extremely upset over what's going on in Aundair, specifically with these wizard academies. She was always kind of somebody who likes to stand up for injustice, and this is basically her way of being able to do so. But she does eventually get around to saying that in the coming week she's going to be heading back to Sharn via one of the House Lyrander airships. See here, they're protesting. They're protesting in Fairhaven, so it's from Aundair's capital to Sharn.
So does that say she's going as well, or is she just saying
She says she's taking an airship back to Sharn this week in the interview.
Okay.
So you could see her being there in about 2 weeks' time safely. And it is currently not time for her to be graduating for another few months at least. So you know roughly where she'll be. She's with Moorgrave University. She's set to graduate with honors, and now you have a time frame to work with.
All right. So 2 weeks from now, she's going to be back in Sharn, and then when is she graduating?
You expect... Let me pull up my calendar. I have an interactive somewhere. Direct, yeah, this is the one from Wizards of the Coast. So 1001. Okay. Check here. It won't be probably till another 4 months. Not 4 months. Sorry, another 2 more months. In addition to this one. So basically you have Ire, Dravago, and then Nim. Nim is normally when graduation ceremonies are held. It's early summer. It's basically our June.
Okay. She's going to be that. She's going to be... Did you say the travel time is going to take 2 weeks, or it's going to be 2 weeks? No,
you safely estimate she's leaving sometime this week, which could be now or 7 days from now. And you estimate probably a week of travel time to be fair, giving wiggle room for weather and things like that.
Okay, and how long does it take to get from here to Sharn?
Depending on your mode of travel, let me see. We are in New Sire. Let me...
Because I know that there were some stations that we can take to get the lightning rail.
Yeah. You would basically be heading up to Staralasker from here, and then you would take the lightning rail from there to Rote to Sharn, and that would give you probably a week and a half to 2 weeks of travel time. That's off the top of my head. I'd have to actually sit down and math it to know for sure, but roughly 2 weeks would be safe to say once you're in Staralasker. Getting there will probably take a week to a week and a half in itself just to get from here to Staralasker.
Okay.
You could take the winding path that goes from New Sire to Sterngate, but it's along the foothills of the mountain. It's not as big of a road as the one that you guys traveled from Kenrun to New Sire.
Yeah. it'd probably be best to take the lightning rail to get from here to there. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So she has an idea of what she wants to do.
All right.
I guess from that, She did want to have a look around still, so she would still look around after getting all that information and probably think about the whole thing just to see what she can come up with.
All right. I'm going to teleport you over by the guard tower, just so that way we know. Walking around the outskirts, checking out the farms and things like that.
Yeah, especially the destroyed buildings and wondering why they're like that.
Okay, sure.
Did you zoom onto the map as well?
Actually, let me pull you over. All right. Whoops, I overshot my thingamabob there. All right, so finally, Syria, what will you be doing this evening?
I am gonna be plucking all the crap out of my hair from the past week's travel. Fiddling with my spell book. I want to change one spell over basically, and I'll just have Cohen flying around.
Okay.
Outside, being my eyes because I don't want to go outside. I am sick of being outside. Just want to lie on a bed or some resemblance of a bed, and I politely refuse the offline. I sort of grimace at it like you'd be given the same sort of grimace you get when you give someone socks for Christmas or something. You know, you're like, ugh.
Okay, yeah.
And that's it for my night. Cohen's my eyes and ears.
All right. Well, who would you rather Cohen follow? Ada and Bea Saldana are going to be. They're holding up in the room with the two beds, like side-by-side beds, which leaves you guys to figure out what to do with that one very small room.
No, the smaller of the two beds?
Yeah, with the two separated beds. So they'll be staying over there.
I pull out one of the beds, and I want the room to myself.
Lift and Repaired are sitting over by the table with the goblin, and they're just playing a quick game of Three Dragons Ante.
I suppose once I'm done with my spellbook, I'll go and join them.
Okay. So Cohen should be probably following one of either Celica or Shepard.
Or,
first.
Yeah. I think I'll roll. Oh, we got no 1d2 here. Oh no,
Just odds and evens.
Odds and evens. Yeah. Odds, Celica, evens, Shepard.
If it's a 0, everything.
All right, so even. Off to Shepard. Cohen goes.
Hey, robot friend, what's up?
I'm just kind of circling overhead.
Imagine like, aw.
Whee! All right, Shepard.
He said I had to follow you.
All right, Shepard. You approach the camp with 3 tents outside and a lit campfire. There's some other people kind of in these other tents, but this one seems to be like the biggest gathering of tents.
Mm-hmm.
And right off the bat, you recognize what you assume to be a druid. And he's got the very feathery type of clothing. He's got the large staff.
He's a druid by the way he looks.
Exactly. Very much fits the bill of somebody who likes to sit around a campfire, smoke some grass, and commune with nature.
Pipe weed.
Mm-hmm. No, I
You
mean
inhale
literal
that
grass.
nature.
He takes grass from the ground,
Fuck.
throws it in his pipe,
Yeah.
lights it
Some
up.
good ass grass.
He's living in a tent, guys. I don't.
He ends up actually accidentally picking up like stinging nettles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope Cohen doesn't get addicted to the grass.
So I'm half on
As
the
you
road
approach,
with
he
this
says,
dude.
"Are you loved by nature?"
Cohen goes,
I don't know.
Does
I am part nature, I guess. I am
does
made of wood.
nature course through your bones?
I do not have bones.
He looks up, looks at you for the first actual time. Ah, a child born of metal and wood. How may I be of service today?
I just want to kind of be like, look back at the gate there and look. Why aren't you living in the town? Why do
Large
you live out here?
gatherings of buildings are not comfortable with me. I would rather be under the night sky, head in the ground, head in the ground, head in the grass, and communing with what nature has to offer. I am Arden the Green.
It is nice to meet you. I will give my name. My name is Shepherd.
Shepherd, it is a pleasure to
I
meet you.
stuttered.
He's very literal.
Ah, Shepherd. Well, it's an apt name for one of the host.
Oh.
How do you mean?
I don't know how to phrase it. Basically asking if he follows the host as well.
I follow nature.
Legit. Alright. Are all of these tents part of your group? Or
No, just these ones, and he gestures to the other two beside him.
I see.
Adjacents.
But they are out gathering the offerings of nature's bounty today.
Ah.
How do you mean?
The others are not as welcome. He looks over to the other tents that are not part of his group. They are not as welcome.
I just see like this guy with like furs all over him, just like staring at the druid camp. Like,
hey, are you talking about me? I hear you, David.
it's Arden.
Whatever it is. Watch out, he gonna turn you into leaves. go
And he's gonna smoke you.
Alright, go ahead.
I just I don't know much about the town, and this is like, I mean, I could have asked the innkeeper, but I wanted to go for a walk,
Mhm.
and she seemed busy making food and stuff. So, does he, I guess, know anything about the town? That I'm new here, and they kicked us out.
You upset the prince.
I guess so.
That is all right. He keeps his furs in quite the bundle.
We did bring the princess, though.
He tilts his head. The princess I don't follow.
Okay, I forgot her name.
Ada.
Ada.
I just do not understand the... He looks around for a little while, trying to, like, conjure up the word. The politics of this? Of what you were trying to say.
To be honest, I don't...
How is she a princess?
We're just like...
Shepherd knows that they're brother and
relaxes
sister.
herself. She
Shepherd
just
plays
like
great.
goes into like a droop pose, like
Bonk!
Dun, dun, dun.
Dune.
Bum, 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 beam, bum.
Error 404.
Like-
Answer cannot be found.
She knows that they are siblings.
Yes. The sister. She's
His?
sister to the prince, so
I see. You don't suppose there will be a gathering on this?
there may be. I don't really know what that means.
Or 4 ain't so high.
Are they going to hold a meeting about this?
I
I told
don't
you.
know.
I told at the
Yes.
start of this. Yes, I
Yes.
told you at the start of this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll just. Hey guys, it's
Okay.
me, Shepard, and your DM.
Listen, I'm sorry. I was finishing eating an icy.
I'm eating mine
Brain
at
freeze.
the same
Brain
time I'm
freeze.
DMing and playing your
Listen,
character.
I annihilated mine. It had fruit in it, and it's gone already.
I don't think it was the fruit that made you eat it so quickly.
Probably the cake that was in it.
The fruit was the lie to get you into it. All right. Yes. So there is going to be a meeting on it. And he says, soon? Shepard knows it's tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
It
You
It
just
will
hear this
be.
voice
It will be
moving around.
important. It will be important.
It will be significant.
It will be significant. And then he killed the dog.
Dun, dun, dun.
Buster, no!
No, poor old Yellow died again.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, yes, you know it's tomorrow morning. He says, then I shall summon my tree brothers. You may want to go. That one random cat. I shall summon my tree brothers.
There's
Yes.
one now.
Yes.
Yes, Jeffrey, I'll come talk to you in a minute.
You may want to go speak to Garvin, the one who has been watching you this entire time. And he nods over to the orange-bearded man in very heavy clothing for the warm spring weather we are currently going through.
Alrighty.
Must be a White Walker.
You may want to let them know as well. I thank you.
Alright. Have a good night.
And you as well, Restless One.
Oh, you know. I mean, I guess a lot of people know about Warforged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just took over the labor force. They don't have a union because they don't care about money.
Yeah. Alright, I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
like
know,
this
not
far
really
away,
speak, right.
but go ahead and get someone.
So you can think
no.
about your words?
Don't right up here. Yes,
can-
I can
can
think
reread
about
your
my
script.
word.
Reread the script.
Yeah.
Don't
You're
explode
like,
me
hang
that.
on a second, and then he approaches you. No, we're doing this now.
No, Gavin. Was that his name?
Yes, Gavin.
You just said it, but I had
Gavin.
forgotten. Okay.
Isn't it Garvin?
Don't do this to me.
Garvin is correct. That's what I had it written down as.
Oh, I said Gavin.
I just glanced down. I was like, yep, she's right. Oh, she's not.
Be right back.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Your passive perception is absolute garbage. Great. All right, Celica. You are walking along. You walk on a lonely road. It's the only road that you've ever known.
On these boulevard of broken dreams.
Yes. I'm going to have you make an active perception here.
Okay. It's at disadvantage.
I know.
20 plus 0, so 200.
That's not how that works.
Whoa!
I didn't believe.
All right, great, fantastic. Your both rolls together are your passive. All right, cool. So you don't know anything strange. You are pretty much focused on whatever you saw Shepard doing on in the distance, who's now walking over to another group of tents. For the most part, you don't notice, I want to say, anything important, but you do hear at the bottom of this hill as you're crossing this bridge. And that is their story. Kind of echoes up the hill.
This is my story.
All right, Oren.
Oh no. I'm interested in whatever that was.
All right. Glancing down, you see a tent at the bottom of the hill. Are you going to roll down to the bottom of the gully?
Roll down?
Yes, the opening of Kung Pao.
Oh. Baby, oh, there you go.
Bye bye. Ah,
The
fair
person that
maiden!
vanished. Ah,
You heard me telling my glorious stories, no?
yes, I did. I was
He
coming to see what it was about.
flourishes a deep bow. I am Samwell, Songmaster, at your service.
Ah,
Are you in
nice to
need
meet you.
of a bard?
A bard?
Of course you are! You look like a strong adventurer. Are you not? Are you perhaps searching for somebody that you've lost yet loved dearly? I can help you find them and tell you their story.
Oh. Sure. I want to insight this guy.
He's full of shit. He's
Uh,
just improvising.
I mean, he's a bard. So he probably
Yeah,
just wants
that's
to
all
live
that
with you.
they do.
Natural 20.
What's
So
the
20
total?
plus.
Oh my
Uh,
God, you
20
really are
plus two,
anime
so
protagonist.
Yeah, do not just natural 20 a bard. You have to know your modifiers.
Yes. Well, what was the total?
22.
22, thank you. All right. He's certainly taking wild guesses, kind of like a psychic, quote unquote psychic would, in order to get you to answer correctly. So he's got these like vague-ish but slightly specific phrases that he's using.
Okay.
He from what you can tell, he's just looking for work, and you can see that he has a very fabulous get up. His tent is not a very cheap tent, and of course there's a nice fair fur just hung over the top. You can tell he doesn't seem to be planning on sleeping in the tent, though. Notice that his bedroll is off to the side. Or maybe it's not his bedroll. Somebody else's. Potentially could be yours.
I don't have it.
That's the insight.
I want to know. All right. Sure. I guess I could be interested in that. Did you have anyone else here? I thought you were telling someone
For
else's story from what I heard.
the small fee of only 1 gold a day, I can travel with you. Write your story, share it with others, and help you find your long-lost loved one.
Uh,
Well, so has a broken character, so good on him.
all right. What would you be doing for 1 gold apart from telling stories? Will you be helping in fights at all?
Helping in fights? Why, with me, you won't have to worry about fights. I can trick and trip. I can illusion and deceive. Why, with me, the fights will be fighting themselves, away from us.
Huh. Sounds pretty useful. And that's only for a gold a day?
I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Oh boy. Constitution 20 plus 3. Meow.
He's doing something fucky.
That is
Anytime you
a
need to make saves around a bard.
11.
He strums his lute, and the roar of a lion erupts behind you. Scares the shit out of you. I mean, it sounds like it's right behind you, so failed save. Yeah, you're like, ah! Oh, and he's like, aha, see? There was no lion.
Oh, I don't want to go against the lion already. Well, that's pretty useful, yes. And you only want this for a gold a day?
Just 1 gold a day. Now, keep in mind, 1 gold a day is a lot of money. Most people don't see 1 gold a day in earnings. They see,
Yeah.
and when he says gold, of course, he means gold Galifar. He wants 1 Galifar a day. Most people get paid 5 copper, which is 5 crowns a day. Is kind of like the day of mourning.
Yeah.
When you were with your roving band of mercenaries and eventually conscripted, what is it called?
The Sentinels.
Yes, the Sentinels. I was trying to think of their group name. That's fine.
Oh,
like the small battlement. Money wasn't really an issue then. You guys were mostly living off the land, and money kind of flowed in freely as you were mercenaries. But once the money came in from Sire, it was, easy living. But I'm going to say like maybe 10 gold or so after the day of mourning, whatever you had in your pockets didn't last very long, especially in Terra Stas. So, yes, a gold isn't a lot, but it is a lot. It just depends on the perspective.
Yeah.
From a certain point of view.
Mm-hmm. Basically, what I'm getting at is, you can haggle here, if you do want him to come along.
Yeah. Well, I already like the cut of his jib in and out of character.
It's a bard.
Yeah. Having a bard would be pretty useful. Is it possible that you'd be willing to, how we say, do a trial period? Travel west for a little bit, see how things work out?
Internship.
Well, yes, but not for free.
Of course. Well, if it's not a full employment, how does, what is the typical fare for hiring someone? Out of character?
Depends on the services being offered. Let's see. Screen real fast. Services, please. He says, well, so you know that non-magical care runs about 3 sovereigns, 3 silver, which is basically just somebody using their medicine skill on you. And major non-magical care is a gold a day. Doing actual spells is normally like 25 gold just for something like cure wounds. So for him, you could go down to something like 5 sovereigns a day, but you probably wouldn't expect him to do much in combat.
As in, regardless of how much I give him, or because of that low amount?
No, because of that low amount. He seems to be okay, because you look at how often he's going to probably have to cast spells. He might not need to cast him every day, so paying him 25 gold a day is ridiculous. But at 1 gold a day over the course of, if he's with you for 25 days and he only casts like 3 spells, it's better for him. Yeah. And he's getting a story out of it. That's the other part of the payment. So, yeah, you can offer 5 sovereigns and see what he says about it, and then go back and forth.
Tempt him with knowledge and story.
Yeah. All right. Well, the typical fare is usually about 5 silver.
Yes, you are not incorrect. The accompaniment of a normal storyteller would be 5 silver, but for a song master such as myself flourishes a gold Galifar a day is on the low end of the spectrum. However, for you, I can settle for 5 sovereigns a day, but I cannot promise my handiwork in combat. Or should I say the prevention of combat in its entirety.
You just love your bars, don't you?
I'll be honest with you, 100% of this entire thing has been made up on the spot.
Oh, nice. You're a bard at heart.
From the amount of stories
The only thing that I had set in stone was Samuel Songmaster, and that was it. I actually forgot about him until she rolled her thing, and I saw the dice bounce down the hill. And I was like, oh, hey, Samuel.
Oh, man. Oh. Like, each time you keep saying Samwell, I keep thinking of Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, same.
Share the load!
Well, if it's a trial period, 5 silver should be a good enough for compromise if you're willing to take that. And then if things turn out all
Negotiate
right,
it later.
then we can see how much we can spare for you.
Very
to keep
well.
travel.
When you travel, please come get me, and I will be ready to roll.
Sure thing.
He takes off his hat and gives a low bow, and it's at that point in time that his hair falls off of his half-elf ears. And he looks up and smirks. I bid you good night. And he strums once on the lute, and the shimmering sound of chimes kind of echoes around you.
I wonder.
Did you have any damage taken today? I don't think so.
No, I haven't.
Okay, wonderful. You have Bardic Inspiration for the next hour, so on any whatever roll you go to make that's a non-damage roll, so basically any d20 roll, you get to add 1d4 to it.
Nice.
You have to you have to choose it for that one. It's one use.
Okay.
One of.
Yeah, but it lasts for
within
an
the
entire
hour.
hour. Yeah.
Right, what was his whole name again? Samwell what?
Songmaster.
Songmaster.
Very hard to remember.
Yes. All right. Well, after meeting that,
Samwise Samji.
after meeting Samwell, a rather extravagant bard, I guess I'll
Continue on your
look
way.
back at the. I'll go on my way. Continue looking around.
All right. All right. So that brings us over to Celica, or not Celica, Caesarea.
Me again.
Yes, it's always going to happen with the 3 S's.
Because you're the anime protagonist now,
Mhm.
thanks to all your net 20s.
All right, so we have Celica here. I need you to roll me a I'm gonna say a charisma skill of your choice, preferably
Cool.
something along the lines of persuasion, but deception works fine too.
Yeah, I'll definitely give this good old persuasion a go. So this is +4.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, wait.
Okay, and then an insight.
Insight is +3.
All right, so an 11 and a 17.
Mhm.
All right. So you're talking it over with the boys. By the boys, I mean lift and repaired. Playing a game of Three Dragons Ante. And while you're unable to glean extra information on their hands from conversation and light taunting, your brilliant intellect is able to give you the edge in these first few rounds. They are each betting a few crowns per round. That's all that they have. So it's just copper on the table for your taking for the way that you're playing. But you find out that they had been helping Church send Warforged to the Lord of Blades since the day of mourning, but
You know that.
that he that they had believed that the Lord of Blades was doing a good thing for all Warforged. And you had basically, it's well known to people outside of Mournland that it is not the case, that he's basically trying to build some force of Warforged, to basically bring the fight outside of the Mournland and to carve out some land for themselves outside the Mournland.
Hmm.
You're able to kind of give them that information without being too shocking, and they seem rather surprised but not disbelieving of it. They had their suspicions from the start, but they didn't want to make church lose a goal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lose sight, lose focus.
Yeah. At the end of the play session, you've earned 5 crowns total. They aren't penniless, but they don't have much to bet. They can keep playing, but they can't bet anymore.
I sort of say, like, at the end of this, I'll give the money back, because what's the fun if I clean out and we got no games to play with because no one else has any money?
Their eyes light up, and they are taken aback by the kind gesture. And
I think after all we've been through, I'm not going to clear them out just like that.
Repaired goes, I have a gift for you. And he roots around in his chest and his vines and pulls out a wooden box that is about the size of 3 Dragon Ante deck. And he says, you may have this. This was my Forge Master's, and I have no real use of it. And it is a special set of 3 Dragon Ante cards that are in this living wood box. So it's kind of like constantly swirling about. The vines of the wood are. The cards themselves, when you take one out, it has basically a light up version of the 3 Dragon Ante dragons. It doesn't pop out of the card to give it away, but it illuminates itself in what amounts to a neon outline.
Nice. So like a sort of foil outline.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna hug him.
What is this? Why are you grabbing me?
I tell him it's a hug. Just accept it. You hug back.
Okay.
Gesture.
Okay. And then he just like begins to squeeze.
Not that hard.
Oh, sorry. He looks.
Is that Garto?
No, Gardo. This is the wrong campaign.
Okay.
I know,
yeah.
you're using the same voice.
Yeah, well, I mean, same energy. He looks over to Rachel, the innkeep, and he says, I have a hug. Would you like one? Rachel's just like, no, thank you. Nah, I'm
Don't
good.
need my spine decompress.
She saunters off into the storage room, comes back with some bowls, some old spoons, and she walks over to the cauldron and begins slopping down some stew for you and for Ada, Bea, and Saldana, who come out of their little meeting chamber and eat in relative quiet. There's the passing comment of, hey, this is surprisingly good, and that's about it.
I don't want to bring up. Yeah, I wanted to ask about how the hell is she gonna take on the moorland with refugees, but I'd leave that for now. Just think on it, dwell on it.
Okay, yeah, keep that, table it, but definitely keep
table it.
Yeah. All right.
Not while we're playing card games and eating.
So, how are you gonna do this whole thing?
I mean, I've heard some pretty stupid fucking ideas, but god damn, it takes the cake.
Oh,
like,
I gotta get
you sure you should really run a test in like Total War or something?
there.
Like Total War Warhammer 2, just run Gorbals into the moorlands, it'll be fine.
No problem. All right, Shai, you are muted. Let's go back to you, as you have had time to think about what you're going to say to Garvin.
I gotta go get him.
Oh,
Go to
you were
Yep.
muted, so I didn't hear you. Never mind. She's got to go get Jax.
Go to Silica.
Oh, man.
What's that?
Go to Silica and I'll do my turn whenever.
Okay, so after Celica, she'll be good to go. Celica on the high road up here.
Yes, I'm on the high road.
Do you want to do anything
Hey,
over
but-
by the camps?
One moment, my freaking thing was at what did you say?
Did you want to do anything over by the camps, or you want to keep moving on? You said you wanted to inspect the ruined building that you guys had passed.
Yeah. I do want to ask some of the refugees outside to see why they're outside.
Sure. Ah, another visitor graces me this evening. You too are with the princess?
I don't. How do you know about something like that?
They would have seen us walk in.
The living, yet unliving, sister of yours visited me not long ago. She is on her way to see Garvin now, and he gestures towards where Shepard is. He was approaching another person.
God damn it! That was supposed to be secret. But yes, I am with them.
Takes a big drag on his leaf when he's grass doobie.
Mm-hmm. Guts, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, what did you say?
I said, yes, I am with that group. Yeah.
There we go, give him some grass.
Oh,
And what brings you to me?
Well, I just thought to check out some of these camps, see why there's some people outside of the town other than us.
It is quite simple for me and mine, as we do not enjoy dwelling within the buildings of a settlement. As for Garvin and the others, they are not very welcome.
How so? Did they anger the mayor as well?
Very much so, yes. They do not agree with building a settlement like this. They do not want to call anything other than Sire their home.
Huh. And she kind of just thinks on that for a moment, looking over at the other camp. Well, it sounds like there may be one group of people that would want to go then.
Mm-hmm.
You almost cut me out. Hey,
Well,
that's not where you put them.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Uh,
Anyways,
So
I'm
do you-
TV in here. Not be loud. Don't be too loud, dude.
so are
I
you?
imagine Jax is the voice of Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
Are you here? Have you been here long?
Since the beginning, yes.
Since the founding?
Yes.
Oh. Huh.
I was with the prince when we were but a small camp. I was one of several who helped provide for the survivors.
Down.
Huh. And they're fine with you just being out here. I mean, I know you said it was on your own, but no one.
I do go in when I need supplies, but other than that, we are fine here, yes.
Huh. Well. Do you help the town often, or do you just do druid stuff?
Takes an even bigger drag on his
Yeah,
leaf.
he chuckles
Gross.
at that comment. I guess you could say I do druid stuff more often than I visit town.
Ah. Interesting. You do much for the town nowadays, or are you more of a
Absolutely.
Oh.
When we are attacked, I am one of the leading people who helps keep the walls where they are, while everybody else hides. I'm the one of few who helped conceal the hiding places. You probably didn't notice as you passed on the bridge.
No, I didn't.
There you are.
Huh. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Huh. So I assume that you would probably want to stay here then and help more of the settlement from now on rather than whatever else.
I do not follow. Why would I help elsewhere? These people have need of me.
I mean, true. But...
Where these people go, I go. Sire was my home as well.
Oh. Well, what if some of the people that were here decided to go somewhere else? Maybe to Kenrun, or, I don't know, take back Sire in some way.
Well, that's a bold statement, but I would not mind cleansing the curse that has befallen my land.
My life for Sire.
It's all it boils down to. My life for anything that rhymes with ire.
My life for a tire. Well, if you do feel that way, it might be a good idea for you to show up. If you do feel that way, you might want to show up tomorrow. If Shepard has already told you.
Yes, I shall.
All right. Well, it was nice to meet you. Did I get your name?
Yes, Arden. The Green.
Arden the Green. Well, it was good to meet you, Arden. I'll go see what else Shepard's going to end up divulging. So it was nice meeting you.
You as well.
I'll give him a wave before I head off.
Just a respectful one.
Right.
Few puffs of smoke rise from his pipe as you head over towards Shepard. Shepard! Celica has approached.
Alright. I'm approaching, what was his name?
Stop. Alright.
It wasn't Gavin.
Garvin.
Hello, Garvin. I've been sent to deliver.
You out.
How do you know my name?
He told me, and I just turn and point at Arden.
Arden! Curse you, tree lover! A few more puffs of smoke rise.
Martin.
Mm-hmm.
You
I was just gonna be like, have you guys had a fight? But I don't.
Did you say that I'm also there as well now?
You are approaching. Yeah, you're catching up.
Okay, that's fine.
You definitely hear the shouting back and forth, yeah.
Why don't you two like each other? You're out here. You're both of your groups are out camping. Oh, it's getting dark.
Oh no, I'm scared.
All right. Well, I just if it's getting dark, I don't want to get too lost in conversation, but I do want to let him know that there will be a would you say like a town meeting tomorrow morning?
Yes.
No.
Jax.
Basically just letting him know that and seeing if he wants to have a conversation.
Seeing if he wants to have a conversation.
Listen, okay, I'm not all right tonight.
I can tell. What are you trying to converse about?
I told you I want to let him know that there's going to be a meeting tomorrow.
Yes, he understands that.
Yes.
That's not a conversation point, though.
And why there seems to be some animosity between these two encampments.
Well, Yes,
You jumped on
the tree lovers. Well, they're just too peaceful for our taste. And them, and he points to Nusire, they are content with remaining here and letting our lands fall to ruin. That does not settle well with us. And he kind of like gestures back towards the two tents, and you hear from inside one of them kind of a muffled, "Yeah!"
Ah,
Yeah, that's right.
sorry, Jocko. I mean, Shepard doesn't know how much to divulge, so she's not really gonna do a lot, I guess. Sorry, hang on, guys.
That's
good.
right. Gives me time to write more notes.
Oh yeah, we were handling puppy stuff. I'm hoping that Silica is like.
Jackson?
All right. I'm so scattered right now.
You were talking
You
about
brought
it,
up-
you were hoping
Yeah.
Celica.
Yeah. Hold on.
All right.
I can be, but you're not.
All right. She has something that doesn't make noise.
All right. So I'm hoping that Celica is coming up like close enough to
Sure.
to help me out in this conversation.
Yeah, you hear Celica. You approach just at the tail end of that with hearing the muffled, "Yeah, that's right."
Oh. Hey, Shepard.
Hi.
Ah. I'm so sorry. Okay. They were just talking about. All right. I was trying not to say a word there. I forgot.
What are
Talking
you
about their
doing?
animosity.
Yeah, and like seeing our homeland go into ruin or something. Like my brain is cheese.
Shepard relays what I have told.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
That's all you have to say. She relays it.
Yes.
Ah. You've been
Because I think
divulging
it-
any other secrets, have you?
No.
Well, I mean, I was just talking
What's
to
the
Arden
secret?
over there.
What's a secret?
Our client.
I did not know.
But that's technically not Shepard's client. She just joined us, tagging along.
I mean, yeah, but we kind of said it's kind of a secret.
I have forgotten.
well, damage is done. At least Arden seems to be some sort of good guy, so he probably won't tell everyone.
We're gonna take you back to the computer shop.
I have a memory leak.
Download some more RAM.
Yeah, go download RAM and delete System 32.
Just be more careful with information, okay?
Yes.
This is me in character, not me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I
I assume this is Garvin you're
yes.
talking to.
Yeah, and I was just relaying how he was talking about his homeland or something. Like I'm assuming that this is Sire
Hang on.
stuff. So you might want to join in on the conversation.
I mean, I could. You're being very weird today.
It's,
You might
it's
need to get.
me out of character. I had a day.
Ah, okay. Well, it's
Hang
nice to
on,
meet you, Garvin.
That's isn't
Okay.
here. Dog stuff.
Okay.
Jax came home from the visit at grandparents' house, and now everything's going crazy.
A little hyper.
While he's busy, I stab Garvin and kill everyone.
I murder hobo everyone here,
Yes.
and we take the princess hostage.
I get so much experience.
I'm now level 20,
Ah,
and I can multi-class into anything I want.
I'm multi-class into cook.
I'm the best around. And no DM's ever gonna keep me down.
I'm just imagining Shepard talking to Garvin, and the whole conversation is like, does not compute. Is Shy gone as well now?
Seems so.
Yes, it does seem so. It's just me and you.
All by ourselves.
So you got a new kind of deck then for card games.
Yeah, some foil cards and a
Mm.
living box. Yay!
Are they reflective?
On the neon like sort of edges,
Oh god. The magic cards.
pretty much.
Make sure you get Monster the Reborn. Oh, I really hope getting that bard on our side does not bite me in the ass later.
Alright, sorry, y'all. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry, everybody.
Oh,
That's
good.
alright.
That is all taken care of now. Doggo's in bed. Jax has TV to keep them chained. Toys. We may continue.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Turn that
What
down.
happened?
It's already working on it. Alright. The stuff was relayed to you, and then you were talking a little bit with Garvin. What was the
Yes.
main point of contention here?
I believe it was just like, so this is Garvin you're speaking to?
Yes.
And then it was
okay,
like,
yeah. Okay.
yes it is.
Hi.
Yeah, and
Hi, it is.
Ah. Well, it's nice to meet you. I was also directed over here by Arden.
Arden!
So I hear that you might have some misgivings about New Sire.
A few.
A few, really? It sounded like there was a lot going by the noise I was hearing when I came over.
He walks up and he places his hand on your shoulder, and he points his other hand over to the palisades, and he says, "Look at that. Does that look permanent to you?"
Looks unfinished.
But it looks like they want to stay here.
Yes.
And where is
The-
here? Where are we?
Well, we're still in Breland, technically.
Yes, we are the foothills of the Seawall Mountains in Brelish territory. The same people who murdered our loved ones by the droves in the last war. The same people who say that they're giving the Siren refugees a home. But this is it. We were left with tents for years, and then given nothing to establish that puny hamlet that you see there. And yet these people are content. They don't want to free our lands from the curse that is the dead gray mist. Yes, I have some misgivings. And any true-blooded siren should.
Well, maybe they all do, but they have no idea how to do it. They might just be clinging on to what they think is the last thing they can even do, which is just start again. Not that I agree with that.
Aye, that is probably all that they're capable of doing. Some of our best and brightest were lost that day.
And more besides. But, if you have misgivings, why are you staying around? I thought you would have moved on to somewhere else.
Because these people are still attacked by vultures. By those who would scavenge on the weak. And I will not let my brethren be preyed upon.
So
You're a
what
good
kind of-
man.
So I stay close enough. But I also stay far enough.
Huh. If you do so much for this place by defending it, why do they not let you in? Even with your misgivings, that seems to be something that they would repay you for.
'Cause he can't keep his dang mouth shut. One of the tense echoes. He's not lying. I'm a bit of a loose tongue. Good drink. And I'm pretty adamant on what I feel. So when some of the locals decide to be brave over a drink or two, I don't particularly mind setting a lesson straight.
Well, sometimes you just need to have a good fight in order for things to get worked out.
Yes. This whole time I've forgotten to turn on the music.
I was gonna say that mowing thing pretty
Yeah.
pretty freaking aggressive.
Yeah, some hardcore
Been
mewing.
listening to cows and stuff.
Meh, meh.
It's just
Let's
they're
do
just
some
cows,
nighttime
there's
music
goats, there's dogs.
It's an angry cow.
Meow.
Alright. So with that going on,
I've lost track of where we were.
that's okay. You'll have a chance to catch back up as I go back over to Syria.
Okay.
Yay.
Alright, Syria. Awkward dinner time with the princess and others.
Everyone's very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
The goblin's slipping up, audibly slipping up his stew.
No, he's eating pretty civilized like.
Like I showed him how.
Yes, he has learned well from you in these past few days. Not,
Dips his bread.
yeah, yes, he's pinky out, dips his bread.
That's a good boy.
He's learned several better common words for asking for things. More manners, essentially.
Yeah. Oh man, the princess and the two of them are pretty intense.
Yes, they are.
I'm, you guys are.
No, go ahead.
You know, just. Oh, I really want to bring up the whole Mourning thing, but still want to table it for tomorrow. Wait for the discussion.
Okay, yeah.
So I do like a bit of a good surprise. Find out when and time is right. Until then, let's talk to repair it and mostly lift.
Okay.
I want to find out a little bit more about what they like, aside from what I've told him about all the blades, but like how did he get his message out throughout the moorland?
Paxton!
It was more lift cuts in.
Watch that volume.
Lift. He says it was more that we during the day would go out and try to find. We kept the radius to about 10 miles. But we would venture out and try to find others and guide them. That was not possible within I want to say the last year. I don't have a great sense of time. So it feels like it was at least within the last year, when the last larger numbers of our ranks either left for Lord of Blades or were simply lost in the battle against the increasing amount of undead.
Hmm. And were we the only adventurers that happened across your little convert?
You were the only non-Warforged that we have encountered since the day of... Well, since not too long after the day of mourning. There were others within the first few months, but they could not survive long.
Hmm. Bloody hell. So it was basically Stalker.
What?
Hmm. I looked at Adair. I wonder if she's taking this in.
So, if you ask him if you want to touch this, should be okay.
What? Mystery.
That's what I figured. Sorry. What was the last thing you said?
I just like sort of glance over to Adair. Sorry, I keep forgetting how to pronounce her name.
Ada.
Adair. Oh, no, sorry. I always keep thinking there's a Y and an R in it for some reason.
It's because of the last name, Erwin Arn.
That's it, yeah. So I just glance to see if she's taking this in. Yes, we're gonna... God knows how they're gonna traverse all that
That's what.
swampland and deadland and God knows only what. I turn back to List and ask him if it's possible he could somehow draw us a map of the area that he explored outside of the church that they were staying in for most of the time.
He shakes his head. No, we have a good knowledge of the settlement itself, but it's an ever-changing landscape. That's about the best I could say. Some days the land wouldn't be where you expected it to be, even though you took the same route.
Same route.
Mhm.
Something-
Sometimes it would be higher or lower. Other times there would be a shambling mass that you would not want to encounter.
That seems something is definitely going on metaphysically. Some sort of time dilution. Land is 1 minute one way and next minute completely different. That'll be interesting.
Ada kind of like has an eyebrow raised at Syria, but she does not chime in. She doesn't take the bait.
Yeah. But not sure if how helpful it would be to tell Lith, but what I saw before we went down in flames on the airship about the explosion and it all getting sucked back in and happening again over and over. See if I ask him what was his perspective from the ground when the day happened.
We don't have much memory of the day. We do remember a brilliant flash, but I believe that we were unconscious for several days, if not weeks, after the fact. Hang on, y'all.
Oh, good.
Blink, blink.
Alright. So, yeah, he doesn't have much memory, just the brilliant flash, and that's about it. After that, it was a struggle to survive. He tried to do what he could for the survivors of the settlement, but they didn't make it more than a couple months. The supplies ran out quickly. And a sickness took over.
Not a sickness.
Some form of disease, I want to say church could not heal it. It caused festering wounds and black liquid spilling out of their mouths.
Feels like a curse. Could I roll an Arcana check to? Oh no, probably no one would have heard of it.
It would have been. It would have been more of a medicine check you could try to make. Yeah.
Cool. That sounds like some conjuring bullshit. Medicine +3. Oh.
You assume it might be a magical curse, which, I mean, to be fair with the state of things in Mourning, that is probably the case. Some form of curse.
I utter again and look back to church and I ask, was there any afflictions of Warforged, or any afflictions for Warforged aside from the memory loss and lost time?
No, we were not affected by the mist. It's strange, really. We weren't affected like the other living beings were. Before she passed, one of the Kalashtar said that the dream was poisoned. And I still don't understand what that means fully, but I have a feeling it ties into our memory loss.
Something that curses the soul. I sort of surmise, because if Warforged are forged by infusing a soul into the body, and the soul carries memory, then obviously the soul was safe within some sort of weird magical mechanical confine while the living weren't so lucky.
You went very far over my head. Bea
I just like
chuckles at
ponder
that
on
comment.
that. does Liv go do the meow?
No. All right. We'll get back over to Garvin, and if nothing else, to tomorrow.
I was about to say, yeah, like
Right.
after the small conversation with him, I guess they just were like, oh well, best be heading off. Or Shepherd will.
Okay. He gives a salute, a siren salute, to Shepherd.
I will return it.
Mhm.
And be on my way. I will let you two converse.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Where am I?
Just click,
I'm
just
already
click
lost.
EA. You can always click your icon. Click your icon one time and it'll take you directly to your token.
That girl.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a loop and then head back to the inn. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Alright, so for you, there's not going to be a whole lot. Because you're going to have to kind of go off the road to go around the backside. The farmers are all kind of rounding up the cattle and other livestock up for the night. The forest is quiet as you go between the forest and the palisades until you finally make it back to the inn, where you see Syria, everybody else having stew. Said we'll go to Celica. Alright, good night, Celica.
Shutting down.
Sorry, was I muted?
Yes.
So Garvin, where were we? You said that you're not well accepted there. If there was a plan to say, maybe think about or try to get Saya back, would you be up for that?
Yes.
All right. Well, I don't know if Shepard's already said there's going to be a meeting tomorrow, but if you want to join for that, that'd probably be pretty.
Yes, we were
good
made
thing
aware.
for you. Okay, that's good then. If you know anyone else though that might want to come, that's could be persuaded, might also get them to show up.
I will let the others know.
All right. Before I go, I wanted to ask, what's with the some of the destroyed buildings outside the town?
Well, those were lost in an attack, but there's a blessing in disguise. We found a small cave system underneath and have since cleaned it out and turned it into a place for the civilians to hide should there be an attack. There's several points of entry, and he points over to the bridge. Actually, one of those is there where people can flood out if need be. The other would be that burned out hut over there, and he points to the one that you guys walked past.
Ah, okay. They're not easy to spot then. Remember, I've forgotten his name already. Arden mentioned that he had hidden some of them with magic.
Not so, well. He used his druidcraft, yes, to help overgrow the one by the bridge.
Huh. So not many people know about them other than the ones that need to know.
I mean, most of the townsfolk know because they've had to use them once or twice.
Right. Out of curiosity, if you guys end up leaving, who's going to be around to defend the town? Is the guard watch any good at their job?
Not really. But anything more than a handful of bandits could easily take the town. But look at what they have. There's not much here for the taking.
Huh.
Not since our last attack. We lost a lot during that. And that was at the old camp. And since then, we've just kind of stuck to not procuring too much, just living it with enough to keep us going.
Right. Now, I know that depending on what happens tomorrow, all of the people that are with you probably want to go, but is there any way that you might be able to leave someone behind to help train the guards, if they would even accept that? Just so then they're ready on their own.
There's anybody that would be capable of going off to help taking Cider back needs to go do that. I don't feel like we need to leave somebody behind to train people who are not willing to fight in the first place. They have a cave they can hide in, and they're content with that.
Maybe you're right. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
That we will.
But, it was good meeting you, Gavin. You seem like a stand-up guy. I hope that we can meet again in the future, after the meeting.
It's beyond my control. I seem to be stuck in this exact position.
You see little vines, druidic vines, grab him by the ankles.
He gives you a siren salute as well.
Yeah,
However,
I will
you
return it.
recognize it. The way that he gives it is that he must have been a higher ranking officer at one point in time in the Siren Army.
Oh. Can I do an insight if it would be a good idea to mention that to him, or if he's just whatever about it? Okay. Oh, don't go for no, it's gone. That is a 16, I believe. Insight, yeah, +2, so it's 15.
All right. Yeah, you could mention it and see. It's hard to tell exactly, but you don't feel like it'd be an adverse thing.
Okay. All right. Did you, if you don't mind me asking, did you fight in the war, or at least were you part of a regiment?
Storm captain. I was a storm captain. What he means by that is that storm captains were part of a special rank of shock troopers, basically. He would have commanded probably no less than 100 other shock troopers, all with the sole task of essentially going in and using their Eldritch Knight abilities and just wreaking havoc with Eldritch Lightning and their swords.
Wow.
So he saw the front line well before the Warforged were really even a thing, most likely. He was there fighting the frontline battles.
Huh. Wow, that's... Wow, I didn't actually expect to meet one of you here.
I don't think that there are many left, if any at all.
Well, it's an honor to meet you. I was once part of the Sentinels myself.
And you had a vacation in comparison. He chuckles.
Well, I would definitely say that it was probably one of the more easier jobs compared to everything else. Oh. Well, I will see you tomorrow at the meeting then. It was good meeting you.
Likewise.
Yeah, and then she'll go off.
All right. Cohen is also going to be flying back.
On Shepherd.
All right, Cohen, land on the building.
No, I refuse.
No, just Cohen, not you. All right, Celica. Which way are you going back? You going back the normal route, or are you going the route that Shepard took, which was all the way around and by the forest?
Back.
Well, I did say I wanted to look around, so I guess I'll be going the long way around.
All right.
Take the scenic route.
Yeah.
All right. So you, much like Shepard, noticed that basically the farms are rounding up everything for the night. The forest is very quiet. Not too quiet, just very quiet for the evening as we're entering, or we're going beyond the dusk hours.
Yeah.
And you make it back, and the smell of fresh stew welcomes you to the inn.
Nice. Whee!
Oh no, she's on the roof. The roof just decided to land. I wasn't prepared for it. I forgot to open the door for her. That makes everything way harder. Oh gosh, I'm just throwing her into the building. Oh no, she's on the roof again. How's this happening?
Let me try.
Okay, cool. The DM with his mighty powers. I can't get this token inside the building.
When you hate a place so much, you just yeet them onto the roof.
Yeah.
Hey!
All right. So you're able to enjoy a awkward dinner. Everybody else seems to have basically finished eating, so you guys have some room at the table. Is everybody okay with moving on to the next day?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Besides, Ada wants to speak to me tomorrow anyway, so I'm good.
Alrighty. Nighttime approaches and there's an attack. No.
The innkeeper was a villain all along.
Yeah, the very next day.
All right. Let's get some daytime music. I might actually go to Kinrun.
Nighttime. Nighttime.
Daytime.
I'm playing Nighttime Daytime. Do you want to play? No, it's alright. I've got an Xbox.
All right. Everybody sees that it is daytime, correct?
Yes.
That bloody
What's
cow's
mean?
still moving very aggressively.
Yes, they will not stop. All right, let's move Cohen over. Have him flying up over the towers, perhaps.
Yeah, sussing it out. This
Bye-bye,
unusually, this unusually iridescent chicken that flies real high.
All right. Celica got stuck in the wall. Or not
As
Celica,
usual.
Cereal. Cereal.
Cereal.
Cereal
Oh no,
got
not
stuck in the
Captain
wall.
Crunch.
All right. Ada's not
Why
much
so cereal?
for talking before the town meeting. She gets up, gets ready, and leaves. And doesn't really stop to address anybody. She's in a mood.
She's focused. I guess we follow her.
Yeah, I mean, we're still sort of on a payroll for the moment.
Yep.
So I'll grab like a bread before I run out, and I was like,
Oh, great, more anime.
Anime.
Running along with the
Anime.
toast in your mouth.
I'm not running. I'm just shoving it.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Doors open.
Oh.
And there's already a bit of a gathering. I'm not going to move all tokens because that's just going to take a lot of time.
Yeah,
But imagine that all of our townsfolk, all the people that we have just met.
everyone in this square is here. That's a square
Even the
full.
cows.
It's a bubble full of people. Just believe it. Yeah, let me just do that better.
They're just all cow tokens.
All
Yeah, let
right.
me do it again. Yeah, it's just a bubble full of people.
I assume Bea and Saldana also came.
Yes, they are standing in kind of towards the front of the crowd.
Yeah.
The podium is just left for Orgev and Ada. I'm gonna place you guys somewhere. As long as you're in the bubble, you're fine. I would honestly say that there's not even enough people to fill that big of a bubble. Let me make one.
I think, yeah.
I like that.
Oh, all the muddy peasants, yes.
That's racist.
It's not racist.
All right. Let me pull this up. We have only just now finished the first paragraph of tonight's adventure.
Hey,
Adventure. Ah.
All right.
as it should be.
Getting into some
Ada-
seriously deepest lore.
Ada steps up and she looks over the townsfolk, and a slight smile graces her face. And she takes a slight breath in. She says, Prince, no. Mayor Orgev has led the shattered remnants of our people since the loss of the Day of Mourning. It has been 5 years since then, and we are shattered and scattered across Corvair, treated like homeless drifters. We have no home. We are dying in lands that do little enough to maintain the treaty. You live behind wooden walls and hide and have a cave to hide in if you're attacked by a handful of bandits. A fire destroyed your homes once already, and now you wait for another disaster? Is this how you were raised? Is this what truly remains of the will of the people of Sire? You simply wait to die, just wither away? We have people struggling and dying to get here. They want to get here because it's the last place Sarens are allowed to call home. And once they come, what will they think of New Sire? Is this truly a home to be proud of? This small section of barely farmable land in Brayland? Moreland mustn't be left alone and allowed to fester like an open wound. That is our land our loved ones bled and suffered for. Once the crown jewel of Galifar, now a scar upon Corvair. For all we know, it will only continue to spread. If you've any sense of loyalty to your kin and nation, if you have any respect for the blood spilled upon Sire's soil, you'll join me, Princess Ada Ir Winarn, rightful heir to Sire, in taking our land back from the curse it suffers. She looks over the crowd, and there's an equal meeting of cheers and jeers. So about 50-50 on support and opposition.
So they're gonna have like a rap battle now?
Yes. The mayor steps up, and he says, "She is Princess Sada Irwin Arn. For that I have no doubt. This is my sister. But what she asks, we know is impossible. How many have already gone back into the mist and died? Gadfrey," he points to somebody in the crowd, "your son is still missing there, no? Burnham," he points to somebody else, "your father came back only to take his own life in madness. Mournland is a lost cause. You know, I had to give my title as prince up in order to gain whatever we could here in Brayland. Not a day goes by that we don't fight for our space here. She speaks of complacency and honor, yet she asks you to throw your life away for the faintest hope of seeing what remains of your ruined homes. What remains of your lost loved ones. None of it will bring them back. Go with her if you want. I respect your hope, but know this. She asks of you the impossible. She speaks of honor, but has no respect for those that die in her service. Just ask those in her service," and he gestures to the party. "How many of you were there? How many died just to bring her here? How many are left unburied? What disaster followed her? She seeks fame and glory at a price that she's not willing to pay herself." Bea and Saldana are like visibly growing irritated. "She will not fight by your side. She will send you to die." "Enough!" Bea shouts. "He speaks of what he does not know. The princess fought at our side. She saved our wagon drivers." Here.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I'll
And Lift and the wagon drivers, they chime in. "He was not there. He did not see making. We did. We saw what became of it. We suffered heavy losses from something out of our control. The airship we were on crashed. We gathered what survivors we could. We tried to save as many as we could. She was there for every step. Her planning saved us. She heeded advice from them." And she points to you guys. "She is an honorable fighter and a competent leader. More than we can say about this heavy-set prince of nothing." They point to Orgev. And say, "You, one who allowed the machines of war to fight for you because you lack the drive to stand up for what is yours. You let your lands be taken, plucked away with great ease by us in Vailnar. You stay here and let Sire die with you. I will honor your ancestors for you."
oof.
He gets red-faced and is furious. "Out with you! I gave you respect and you come and try and take our people to die for no reason. Out! Leave this town and do not return!" Ada simply nods and looks to Bea, Saldana, and the rest of you and steps down from the podium. She begins walking back to the inn. Move this here. She begins walking back to the inn, and Bea and Saldana kind of make a rude gesture to the prince standing up there on the podium. And then people begin to follow. Arden, Gavin, and at least 6 others are following, and then more.
Yeah, everyone just tells the guy.
By the time you make it to the gates, over half the town is following you. The prince has no further comments to this. He storms back off to his quote-unquote manor. But you notice some of the town guard, several of the farmers, all of them are following you guys back to the inn.
Yay.
I sort of
Nice.
look back and watch the prince storm off.
I was tempted to say something, but I would think that anything I would say would either make it worse or just.
I
not add
mean,
more.
you can't top what just went on there.
Well, actually, I want to go talk to the Fritz. I want to say something to him.
By all means, I'm gonna go ahead and have him moved about halfway to his place. So
Do
he's
you
about
want
halfway
me
there.
with you?
No.
All right.
Oh, sorry, there's all the way up over there.
There you go, right there. Go ahead.
I want to catch up and say to him, no amount of gain, or no gain is gotten without some sacrifice, and we sacrificed to get here, but it was well worth it. This might be a chance to.
He says, I have nothing else left to give. I have given all.
Not
And
everything.
And I've gained nothing.
Well, you can only go so far down, to the point where you can only go back up.
He looks back at you on the verge of saying something, his mouth working to find the words, and finally just shakes his head and continues on up the path.
And I zips up, zoopities up, back over there.
With toast in your mouth.
That's my mouth, anime girl.
So, you estimate possibly 70% of the town's adults are meeting by the inn. Ada is surprised. She didn't expect really anybody to follow, but she looks at Bea and like gives a very thankful nod, like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
Thank you. The townsfolk seem to just be waiting for something else to be said. Ada, she goes to say something and then pauses a couple times, and she says, "Thank you. You are not subjects of a throne. You are people who have lost your home and need it back. You need to recover whatever it is you can from that cursed land. We can do this, and we will do this. Braylon does not want us to form any sort of loosely worded army to take back a nation that could compete against it one day again. None of the other nations want that, but it is what we deserve. Nothing less than our home, and that is all I ask." The townsfolk are basically solemnly agreeing. I require some time to plot what we shall do. In the meantime, I bid all of you take what you can, pack what you can, and we will find a place to go. Perhaps it will be Kenran, perhaps somewhere else, but meet me here tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and we will be on our way to take our first step forward in reclaiming our home. There's several cheers. They seem what celebratory, whereas before they seemed very confused or somber before all of this went down.
3 cheers for Ada!
With that, her, Bea, and Saldana retire to the inn, most likely to try and start drawing up plans. Garvin walks up to Celica and says, "Well, I do appreciate you coming to let us know.
It's no problem.
We will move our camp here and be ready first thing in the morning. I look forward to fighting again."
I'm sure Ada will be glad to have someone of your skills on her side. And hey, maybe you'll be able
She
to train
will.
the next Eldritch Knights.
That is certainly a great hope of mine, to have the shock troopers back. So, some of these more
The boy's back
important
in
tokens.
town.
Yeah. Just moving some of the more important tokens, some housekeeping real quick.
If you want, maybe we could do a break now if you need it.
If you want to take a break, that's actually directly on time. So, yeah, we'll do a quick break and come back in a few minutes.
Yep.
All right. See you in a bit, stream. Okie dokie.
You're coming back, everybody. Are we all ready here?
Yo.
We're not back yet. I was giving us a ready check first.
And
Uh-oh.
I'm ready.
All right.
Red Day.
Okay.
All right, now we're back. All right. Let's do one of these thingies here.
Oh no, a thingy.
So, the townsfolk are kind of conversing / going off in their smaller cliques. The songmaster is hanging out here. He's gonna probably be just chilling by the inn until he's welcome to go in, but he knows right now is too soon, that Princess needs some time to discuss. That's it. You guys are...
Formulate.
Yes. You guys are welcome to go in and join her anytime.
Well, we've been kicked out again, so we can't go into the city or town.
Correct.
So I think I'll probably just go and enjoy. And this is kind of an important discussion anyway.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
We should have a discussion on how we're gonna do this.
All right.
If we do, wouldn't that signify that we're basically going to join her?
No.
The innkeep is going into town for some supplies regardless, so you guys have the place to yourselves.
All right.
No, I would say that going in, you guys still haven't been paid for the current, the current last half of the job. So just listening to the plan doesn't really mean you're going to be part of it.
Right.
Okay.
And I believe Celica had some questions anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, we traveled through the Mournlands with them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
We might end up having some input, but
So we get inside. She
Finally.
just looks over to Bea and goes, "By the gods, woman. You destroyed him in public. Well done."
Savage.
Bea just kind of gives a grunt and takes a seat.
No, does she speak with the sword? She speaks with the words.
Mm-hmm.
Deadly words.
Yes. He's visibly angry still. She says that she doesn't understand how people can just give up without a fight. Especially after what's been going on. Like, she just doesn't see that. That's so foreign a concept
that's
to
not
how
even
she...
a concept to a Vailnar.
Yeah, she's disgusted by it. Seldana seems to be in agreement, but doesn't really say anything. Ada
She's
looks
not
at
I just agree with her.
Ada looks at
She's not
everybody.
as passionate.
Ada looks at everybody and says, "Do you three have your credit crystals?"
Yeah.
All right, please bring them out.
Okay, I'll take mine out from my pouch.
Okay. She touches hers to yours, and
And they kiss.
there's a brief flash of light, and runic swirls show up inside, showing a successful transfer of 50 gold from her account to yours.
Ooh.
She does likewise to Shepard and Syria's credit crystals. So, as
Ching.
promised, the additional 50 gold for getting her here like this so she could talk and at least begin her real steps forward. She says, "I would greatly like to keep you in my employment. There are a great many things that we are going to need to do going forward, and I need people that I can trust. I need people that I know are hard fighters and hard workers, and you three have proven that above and beyond. You three do not hesitate, and that's exactly what I need. And I feel like it'll be hard pressed to find somebody to replace you. I do not have a clue as to what tomorrow will bring. But the idea is to send out word, to go back to Kinrun, to send out word, to let all future refugees know to meet there instead. And that there is hope again. We have to play this very tactfully, because we cannot violate the Treaty of Thronehold. We are still in Brelish lands, and they will not take kind to an army developing underneath their noses. So if there is a chance of you staying and offering, she looks over to Celica, your military advice. And she looks over to Syria, or your vast knowledge. And she looks over to Shepard and says, or your hope. I cannot put a monetary value on this, but I do need you. You
just wants to. These people look like they need us too.
She nods and she says, I do not demand an answer right now. But if you could see us to Kinrun once more, I will continue to pay you, and if at any time you feel like you cannot keep doing this, I completely understand. I will not lock you into contract.
We all hear Celica audibly gasping.
Yeah.
Mouth noises.
Yes.
Shepard is all about leading people to a better life, so she's all for it. Or, yeah, Shepard. I thought I said Celica for a moment there.
She also might be very interested in making it back to her creation forge.
Yes. I want to see what has become of it.
Like Celica's just thinking to herself for a moment while she waits for everyone else to finish.
Celica's like, God.
There.
Jack,
Yeah.
stop! You're breaking up the tiles. Stop.
Shepard will, like, right after Ada's done speaking, she's like, we will lead these people to a better life. And, like, signaling that, yes, she's on board.
So, I just say very straightly, and certainly considering it, being quite an experience thus far.
Yeah, like, out of character, 50 gold per job.
Is
for that is
big
insane.
money.
It's insane.
I believe that means that Celica should be able to afford direct communication. Well,
You mean like
You
A
could
phone
call it
call?
your
if
sister.
you were to find a message station, these are sponsored by House Civis, 2 sovereigns per word. But it is a direct communication to
Wherever you want
it to go.
to area. If you wanted to get word to her faster than your letter will be arriving, because your letter still hasn't made it there quite yet. Yeah, I mean, it's
Right.
made it to Sharn, but it's also got to be delivered to Morgrave University, and she's not even there now, so...
yeah,
But right now you know that she's in Fairhaven,
yeah.
so...
Plus, there's still the travel time of the whole thing.
Yeah, getting back to Kinrun, you should be... You know there's a House Civis place in there, because that's where you sent your letter out from. It's just a small little, basically a post office.
Right.
But the time is roughly the same going between either to Staralask or to Kinrun. To Kinrun, though, there's no lightning rail. You would just basically be able to say, "Hey, I'm here. This is where I'm staying currently," kind of thing.
Right. Like, personally and in characterly, it feels like it would be. This is more of a thing that you would do in person rather than over the phone.
Yes, absolutely. No, what I'm
Yeah.
I'm getting at is like, your sister is alive, and I am here, kind of thing, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
always on the move too. So
Yeah, if you send word to her, you can actually see if you can meet up somewhere.
But I want to go to Shar.
It's still
Oh,
a
man.
Eventually.
possibility. She and
Yeah.
as Ada's
They
kind of
did
like
have-
brainstorming, she looks up and she says, "Do you have that newspaper?"
I was just about to say there are issues in Sharn that are related to the cause here. So
Yeah.
She snatches up that newspaper and she says this: "There are 200 people on their way here. I will need somebody to go out and meet them and get them the supplies that they need. I do not want my people dying on their way to here. Not if we can help it. They are traveling by foot from Rote. They're going to take 2 months just to get here. But I'm going to have to send somebody to Starlasker and then take the rail to Rote to assist these people before they get too far."
Other character might be the chance.
Again, I'm not asking for answers today. This is not something that can be answered immediately. These are just things to consider.
ha says you.
I would, like, after thinking, is that I would usually be all for helping people that require aid, especially Syrians. I do have my own personal things I want to take care of, but seeing as they would need me to go to Stralaska and Rote on the way anyway, I would be fine signing up for that kind of deal for that.
Very well. We will discuss more of it once I'm able to really formulate a plan. I'm giving things till tomorrow morning because I have a feeling that my brother isn't as much of a fool as he is presenting himself to be right now. Understandably lost his temper, and I want to give him a day to really think things over. If he still has the same stance tomorrow, then we're going to set things in stone. But not until then. But that is something that I would have no problem sending you to do, to pay you to bring my people to, I guess it's going to be Kinrun.
Sounds tactically sound. It is a fort. Should be easily defendable.
And I'm sure they'll welcome the help dealing with Dagar.
True.
The goblin in the background is like, yeah. They gonna need it.
There is. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Would it be a good idea to bring that up now or bring it up later?
Up to you.
I'd say bugger it.
Teleport everyone to, or
She-
not teleport, transport.
She puts her hands to her temple and she's like, "That's right, your dragon mark.
My what?
Listen, you cannot expose that arm to anyone outside of this room. You need to keep it under wraps as best you can. If you lose control and you burn those wraps, you need to get it wrapped right back up." She holds out her hand and says, give me your arm.
I'll hesitantly give it to her.
She brushes your sleeves up, your sleeve up, and she undoes the wrappings, and it strangely enough seems healed. It doesn't feel like it, but it looks less less burned and blistered, and you can still see that more defined pattern that Syria had pointed out. And she says, this isn't just some token left over from the day of mourning. This is an aberrant dragon mark, and it has manifested on you.
Oh, that's it.
This is in the background. That it was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Wait. It's a.
Do you
Are you
understand?
sure?
Do you know the War of the Mark? Do you know anything about it?
Our character,
Yeah,
would I
pull
know
that-
anything about that?
You
Tyrion
can just
pulls
roll
out
a religion
Glock 19
check.
and shoots her in the back of the
Or
head.
not a religion. Roll a history check.
Oh boy, I'm trained in history. That's 20 plus 4.
I pull out a deagle and shoot her in the back of the head.
Whee!
There's a 12?
That is 12. I will use the bardic inspiration for this.
No. It's the
Oh, can I
next
give
day.
her
I will.
advantage?
It's the next day.
Can I give her advantage on the history check?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that just a thing you can do?
It's an aid.
Is it? Yeah, I'm also proficient in history.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a 12.
I mean, we're still sort of halfway through the day. I could use my inspiration.
You could. Mm-hmm. Oh,
can I
wait.
take-
You can't use your
Oh.
inspiration because you just rolled with advantage. You can't get more advantage.
Isn't it just to do a reroll?
No, inspiration is to give yourself advantage in a situation.
Oh, okay then. What about faded inspiration? I thought that's what it was for.
Again, that's to. Well, so if you take
Is
a
it worth
faded,
it, though?
if you take a faded, you do have an inspiration saved up. I have built, and the faded inspiration works differently than the regular one. Let me just double check the options
There's
that
a
we
cost
have.
to it. There's a price
Yeah,
to it, wasn't there?
Well, no, only if you don't have inspiration. If you don't
Yeah.
have it, then you take and you try to take a faded action, then you suffer misfortune. So
Yes.
if you take,
Which I have done before.
yes, no. So faded actions are you gain advantage on an ability check, an attack roll, or saving throw, or you can give it to somebody provided that you're in position to assist them directly, or to impose disadvantage on somebody provided you're in position to hinder that somebody. So no,
Okay.
it's not a reroll. It's still an advantage thing. It's still basically a buffed up inspiration point.
All right then. I guess I can't do anything. I'll keep my 12.
So you have basic knowledge of the War of the Mark. Maybe some passing memory of studying it in history when you were in school. Basically, it was the 12 dragon marked houses hunted down those with the aberrant dragon marks and persecuted them. Some stories say that it was more towards punishing them by law. Others say some of the marks deemed that it was punishable by death. In all cases, it made it to where the aberrant dragon marks were seen as a bad and evil thing. Their main argument was this: dragon marks cannot do harm to others. They cannot directly harm others. But these aberrant dragon marks are obviously forms of evil because they can directly cause damage. So, you know that having an aberrant dragon mark is a bad thing. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the guild.
Yay, thank you.
Thanks. We'll make you regret it. It's fine. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, if I know that, it's like, is there a way to? What, how come it's just apparent now? I've had this for ages.
Well, how much have you really put it to use? I've seen you use it with us, but did you use it much before? Have you cast fire spells before this? Before the crash?
Maybe a few times, but nothing as big as I have been.
So,
Now that you mention it.
and have you ever sat down and really studied it and looked for patterns?
No.
It just
not-
looks like
not
a
really
burn.
patterns. Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like the Mornland cursed you as you were escaping the Dead Grey Mist. So, for all intents and purposes, you can tell that to anybody and they will believe you. But if that mark becomes more defined, if it becomes more prominent, you will have problems leaving it exposed. And if you don't find a way to control the backlash that it has on you, you should refrain from using it.
Yeah. I truly, I don't know why it did that the first time. It's never happened before.
Such as the workings of these aberrant marks.
It would seem they have a mind of their own.
Damn.
I scratched my back.
I wasn't really expecting it to be this kind of thing, but I definitely will be keeping it out of sight from now on, as much as I can. Not that I haven't been doing that anyway, but I'll be more aware of it.
It's been very fortunate that it was in our company and not others. There are still many who hold great animosity to aberrant marks.
Yes, I've heard some tales. I appreciate that you didn't just kill me then and there because of that.
I believe in getting to know the people before giving judgment, if it is even my place to give judgment.
And thus far has been nothing but useful.
True to that.
Well, I'll try my best to keep it out of sight and try not to use it too much to the point where it burns my things away.
Mm-hmm. At that
Okay,
point
how
in time,
big does an aberrant mark get? Like, take over entire body sort of thing?
it's totally random. They can
shit.
They can be. There's been, full body markings that look like tattoos. There's been just a small dot, and that was it, like a mole, and that was it for the mark. So it's totally random.
Yeah, I think it also changes depending on if it's got like a special thing with it. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Yeah. So if it gets so big, you have to cosplay Joshua from from New Vegas.
Do not worry,
man.
my lips are sealed.
Thank you. And she'll
No,
take
that wasn't Ada.
Oh. Wait, who?
Oh no! The innkeeper came back.
No, Samwell.
I knew it.
Oh, what? He was listening?
he pops out from around the corner.
Ah!
Cohen, what were you doing, Cohen? You're supposed to be keeping a watch out, you useless bird.
What? You
How did you get in
you
here?
see Cohen just pecking at some food. Some food.
Ugh,
Right.
given.
Oh no.
Oh, Shepard
This
doesn't
will
know
be
who
great
this
in
is.
the story.
Who is this then?
Shepard doesn't know, so she's just gonna like step up, like, who are you and how did you get in?
And Ada, or sorry, and Bea and Saldana are wide-eyed, just like stunned, looking at the bard. They're also very clearly questioning how he got there and why they didn't notice.
Hold on a sec, Shepard. I know this guy. He's
But
he's
like,
hiding.
there's just like walking him
He
up against
flourishes-
the wall right now.
he flourishes and bows, and it's like, hold on, I am Samuel Songmaster. I am here for Celica, and to aid her. She sought my employ, and here I am.
Yes,
You
I
paid
know.
for
Just
company.
looks over to Celica and be like,
You paid for mail company?
and she looks back over to Samuel and just be like, second question.
What's the second
What
question?
was the question? I didn't catch the
The
second.
second question was, how did you get in here? The first one she asked was, who are you?
He smiles. I simply walked in. The door was open, unlocked. It's an inn. I just walked in.
Who was the last person in? Whenever we all came in.
Oh, the innkeeper was the last person out. She just left. She went into town for supplies.
It's her fault.
You didn't lock the doors.
Well, it says an
No.
inn.
That is true. No, I can't hold that against him, but knocking is still appreciated nonetheless.
Are you right in? Are you true in what you say? Is you
I've
keep
never-
your word with that?
I've never knocked to enter an inn before, but yes, absolutely. It goes down in the story, but the story is not told until the events have unfolded.
I want to inside him on that.
Absolutely.
Let me see how high my insight is as well.
Inside
Because
that
I'm
he's
like,
full of-
Yeah, you can always do it
Yes.
to where you give advantage as well.
yeah,
Yeah. Who's got the highest insight?
I'm checking right now.
So you
I
guys
have a
have
+2.
passive insight. Shepard's is a 15 passive.
No, that's higher than
Uh-oh.
mine. But I
Yeah,
got a +3 on
12,
insight as an active.
Plus 5.
12 and 13. So yeah, Shepard at a 15, you know he's not lying. He's being a little bit shifty about how he got in.
Yeah.
But you can tell it's more of like a playful.
Okay.
Yeah, that your passive is higher.
Yeah, my passive's 1 point higher.
You can tell that he's being very coy, essentially. But he's not about to run out and say, "Hey, look, she's got an aberrant
Yeah.
dragon mark, everybody."
I mean, she's the one who hired him, so.
He's
I
not
didn't
just
hear-
gonna he's gonna blackmail you for secrecy.
Does Shepard know much about bards?
No.
Nah.
I mean, you know people go around telling stories, but I mean,
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
that's all it amounts up to you. Is like they sing songs and they tell stories.
Actually, is it the same bard that I saw in Kenrun?
No.
It'd be
The
weird if it
legendary
was.
bard? Roll nat 20, is just tuning his stuff, and fans are like having seizures on the ground.
Yeah, no, this is not.
Well, I guess I can trust you for now. I mean, you don't seem like you would go around telling
You
everyone
can
about
trust
this kind of thing.
me always.
As long as you pay me.
It would not be beneficial to me to bring this stuff up into a town full of, well, for lack of a better term, backwooded people. He struggles to say it nicely.
People.
All right.
People would be just as likely to lash out against me as they would you, just for being around you. The princess,
That's
she
just
turns
like-
around. The princess
yeah.
finally pays some more attention. She's just like, "Yes, you are correct, but I'm still unsure as to how you got in. I had the place warded." And he goes, Yes, you did.
Ooh.
Is-
I have a
I assume
feeling
from
he's a
that-
multi-class. Ooh.
I assume from that
I-
you've gotten rid of the ward.
No, it is still there. I simply walked through it. He smiles and says, "You see, it's not often a story as grand as this falls into the lap of a bard.
All I could think of is
And
this goes in the ethic.
and this is but the beginnings. I believe that I will waive the fee. I would like to join you.
Ooh.
Oh. Are you
I-
sure?
I will provide you with every benefit that I can, so long as I am the sole person to write your stories."
You will have
Are you sure you want
public rights.
to? Are you sure you want to sign over full rights and copyrights to what is going?
I didn't
possibly
say
be the
that. I
biggest-
said I do not require payment from you. The story
Huh.
will be mine to tell.
He has full publishing rights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was
I mean,
getting at.
I don't see many people coming to try and write our story other than you, so
This is my story.
I kind of want to inside him again.
By all means.
All right. Whee.
He said new things, you can make new checks.
Oh,
That is a 17.
He's being coy. You suspect it's more for show. But he's not lying. He's genuinely interested, and you get the feeling like he could, if he had wanted to, start a bit more trouble over this. But instead, he's just having more fun with it.
And Shepard's just like doing the whole like point to him, kind of like he's sneaky.
he's a bard after all.
Cohen flashes imagery to you of somebody walking in. It looks like the bard.
Oh, and is he done eating?
Yes.
Oh. Useless. You're hopeless.
Well, if
guy.
everyone else is fine with it, then I'm all right with him coming. I mean, I did hire him originally.
Ada simply nods. I can't
Can't say no to good help.
I can't say no. If you got past my word, your help will be greatly appreciated.
And he might be able to inspire, give morale boosts and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the party, Samuel.
The pleasure is all mine. Flourishes again and stows his loot behind him. He says, I have packed all of my things. I am ready to go when you all are, which I know will not be today. So I will retire myself to one of the straw lofts back in the back here. Hey, there's a dice there. He bows, and as he's heading back, you can already see that he's pulling out a quill and a book.
He's already started writing.
The party has gotten interesting.
He is. I just realized he's reminding me of the elf guy, or not elf guy, the other writer from Journey Quest.
Yes,
Yes.
so that's what she was alluding to.
Silver Tongue
No, not
Tome.
the yeah, not the female one.
Yeah. She asked me to come up once, so I happily obliged.
So I turn to Ada and I tell her, well, at least you have public opinion on your side with the likes of him trailing us about.
We have a records keeper.
My thoughts exactly.
Yes.
Needs
So-
to be real fast.
If
Okay.
yeah, I was about to say, if there's anything that anybody else wants to get done before
Is it
the next day.
midday?
No, but I mean, we can progress time as needed.
Well,
Um,
before our BRB, Shepard just wants to help if there's any like packing or preparing to do.
Oh, there's plenty. Especially on the farms.
I'm
So
helping
yes.
around.
Okay, great. So Shepard's going to be helping around, basically acting as a farmhand, getting those that want to travel ready to travel. And there's other things that you guys can do, like you can provide survival to help forage whatever can be foraged, things
Yeah.
like that.
I want to do medicine checks on everyone who's coming, make sure they are well and truly fit to travel.
Fantastic. I'll take one medicine check, but with advantage since you're doing it multiple times.
Ooh. I'll tell you what I want to do when you're done.
Right. So that's it.
Yeet. Number 2, roll number 2. So that's 11 plus 3, so 14.
14 medicine. All right. Great. So let me write that down real quick. 14 medicine. And what is Shepard doing?
Well, there's two things I want to do. Now that I've figured out or found out that this thing on my arm is actually an aberrant dragon mark, I want to see if it's possible to get some sort of specialized bandages so then they don't burn as easily or burn at all.
You're not likely to find something like that in this town, sadly.
Unless they keep them wet.
and they're for one, you're not allowed in, but from what you can gather from the locals, just kind of hinting and beating around the bush, you're just going to find regular linen wraps for now.
Okay. Well, I'll be sure to stock up on some of that then, so then if I do burn them, I can just quickly replace them. And the other thing I was going to do is that I also want to see if I can help the people get ready, but I'm more about maybe trying to find a way that they can... I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. A way for them, the group, to be able to move at a quick enough pace, but without exhausting themselves and being able to stay,
Teach them military marching.
All right, so that's going to be...
essentially.
You don't have a military check, do you?
No, I don't. Maybe
Because
athletics.
they did away with the profession stuff in 5e. What I would need is a survival advantage. That would be the closest.
Oh man, survival. I'm not even trained in that. All right.
Worst soldier ever.
Yes, and since it's to deal with moving a large amount of people and animals. Wow.
Oh my god.
You didn't even need the advantage. You got a 20 on the first one.
Why do you
Yeah.
get so many 20s? I feel so left out.
Dude, last night too.
God. This game is being nice to me.
It's like, you
Who
will
knows?
like Tailspire. So help me.
I'm gonna make you like it and justify the money you spent.
Alright. What's the total there? 20 plus.
0.
Oh, okay. You got no wisdom?
I am not wisdomous.
You're wisdomless.
Couldn't have
Yeah.
said it better.
Alright.
Just be glad it's not charisma based.
You know the weather might be a little bit rainy and soggy tomorrow. Maybe. But you have little issue in instructing people on what to do, how they're going to have to be rolling up, and it is you who comes up with the plan on how to organize everybody in a riding wagon line. Basically, you set who's going where. So, what wagons are
Right.
taking the lead, which ones are falling behind. Basically, who can stand guard, who needs to sit with the wagons or be in the wagons. You know that there's kobold out there. They may be ready to attack again. They may have another leader or something. They might be a bit more cunning than expected. So you prepare them for the worst. Some of them are kind of a bit flighty about it. They're like, a kobold, kind of deal. But they are all ready and willing to listen. Mostly because about halfway through doing all this, we're going to say it takes most of the day. Halfway through doing all this, Garvin joins you and assists in doing the same things.
Perfect.
He thinks that you are laying down a sound plan, so
That's good to know. I'll probably need his help in the coming days, especially because he's such a high ranked person.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know that being an Eldritch Knight, just being a entry Eldritch Knight, is above you in power. So whatever he is like you have not witnessed in combat.
Yeah. I think once I do, I might have to talk to him about it.
All right. Going to wait for Shepard to get back before move on to the next day. I believe we are ready.
All right. I was hoping to see if there's any shopping to do in the town, but they're not letting us in. So
They are not.
I can't really
letting
do
you in.
anything.
I probably don't have much anyways.
This is This is that annoying, like, being punished for someone else's misdeeds. It's like, I didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything at all. I just
You
held
picked
my
a
arms
side.
crossed and listened to just the savage beatdown.
Yeah. If you want, I can get you some ointment to help with that burn.
Also, if you do look underneath the map, you can see that cave system that they were talking about.
It's
They have
pretty
this
cool. It's like
large area to basically hold up in if need be. They there's a couple dice down under somehow.
Oh, yeah.
But they
I
have
think
these
some of those
these iron bar gates protecting the entryways and exit ways. So that
Damn.
way it'd be very difficult for raiders to get in and really do a lot. Sure, they may take the above ground, but at least below ground they can all gather together and then come out in force from multiple sides. So they do have a way of fighting back.
I was wondering why this board was floating, but now I've got my answer.
Yeah, normally I put a big wall around the outside to kind of help hide that. But in this case, I was like, I don't know how long we're going to be here. I don't want to put too much work into it.
Right, yeah.
Not that the wall's a whole lot of work. It's just basically I get one section of it done and then copy paste the rest of it.
Yeah. Man, I'm still not sure if I want to be signed up with Ada or not, because I do want to help with the whole thing, and Celica does, but I want to go everywhere.
But I guess while they're taking the long march back to Kenron, we can always lightning rail around.
Again,
I mean, there's also the... So go ahead.
We're dealing with somebody setting themselves up to be your patron. She's essentially giving you your first task of going out there and bringing back 200 some odd refugees.
Hmm.
The refugees of Sire are all over Corvair. If this becomes the starting of you guys going out and finding refugees and getting them back or figuring out how to send them back, you're going to be traveling all over anyways.
I know it's probably a weird thing to do, but like halfway when you were explaining, is like you're gonna have to go find refugees. I immediately got excited for. I was like, why am I getting? Oh, that's why. Yeah. But yeah, and I mean, also if we are trying to fix the Mournlands, for all we know, we'll be able to find out what caused it inside, but the thing to fix it might be outside of it.
This is very true.
Hmm.
We have not gotten to why the campaign is titled what it is titled yet. It's coming. The story is already in motion, and I'm updating it every week. So.
Get the Game of Thrones theme.
No. Unlike Game of Thrones, I'm doing this where it's going to be written well.
Yes. 'Cause it won't fail at the last few seasons.
Well, okay, I think Game of Thrones up to season 4, and that's it. The rest never happened.
Yep.
Yeah. It ended at season 4.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it, and I know it only ended at season 4.
Just wash them off, buddy.
Peter Dinklage.
Make sure to wash them, okay? Sorry, he's trying to get some grapes.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically we'd be playing Bannerlord now. Collect the refugees, train them up, turn them into knights.
Alright. I believe Shine. Grapes. I'll help him get them washed.
Remember, everyone's sweaty and knights are the best unit. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and move to the next day.
Okay.
The very next day.
I'm gonna do one of these things. Wee.
Oh, whoa.
Wee. 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 Wee.
Oh god, when it gets nighttime, it's really dark.
Yeah. Alright, the next morning.
Hey.
Again, you guys are basically you had leftover stew. It was reheated stew for dinner.
Ugh.
The next morning brings a bit of a surprise. In that...
Oh boy.
Prince Orgev shows up. And
He's come to kill us.
Yeah, yes, he has 3 daggers in his hand.
Oh no, he's with the daggers.
He says, 1 for each of you, nothing personnel.
No.
He shows up and he says, I bid all of you listen. I lost my temper yesterday, and I believe you can understand why. He looks around and he waits for a response. Ada nods. Bea and Sildana are just basically like sharpening their blades or doing something and just totally ignoring him. You guys can react if you wish.
I gave him a little nod.
Alright. I don't know if Celica's muted.
Okay. Am I?
No.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I just didn't know if you had a response or not. Alright.
I don't think I have a response.
Alright, great. He says, I need you to understand that if you are caught amassing an army of any sort, Braylon will crush you so hard, you might as well erase your history. You will... There will be no more refugees allowed. All of these Siren refugees are at risk of being hunted down by the other nations. We weren't loved much before the war. To many people's surprise, to many Sirens' surprise, we were not loved. It certainly felt like it, but true colors were shown through the war, and they still show today. However, we did have our original settlement, if it could be called that, at the base of the Seawall Mountains. It is just under a day from here. In 1 day's light, you could reach it from here.
I'm back.
Okay, the prince is here discussing what Ada can do. Essentially, he says that he said that amassing an army is very dangerous. If found out, Braylon will crush him. But that there is their old base camp essentially is left abandoned at the base of the Seawall Mountains, in less than 1 day's light worth of travel. So roughly about 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. Most likely, it will be that Braylon will never notice what is going on there, because there's not much of a road there. It's mostly a path. And we left it because we had issues with roving bandits and the occasional kobold incursion. It was just
again.
It was just too dangerous at the base of the mountains for all of us to continue living. If you wish, Ada, you may claim that. And I will leave notice for those who support you to join you there. So if people arrive here and they wish to support your cause, then I will send them your way. And on papers, I can just simply call it that you are cleansing the Mournlands. And that is all you are trying to do, is just make a small force enough that you can continuously adventure into the Mournlands and try and stop it from spreading. Ada nods, and she says, I believe we can check it out, and if all looks well, we will make do with what we can. He gives a similar nod back and a slight bow. He says, you all are welcome in New Sire. I apologize for my temper.
Can I do an insight check on him?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd want to do that as well.
Because like, I don't. It feels like, go here, yeah. No one will find you, wink, wink. And then we'll get killed because he wants to look good for Braylon.
Yeah, if he's got a higher one, I'll aid her. But if not, then I'll roll mine.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Shepherd-
14.
Shepherd's also passive
Passive.
15.
Yeah, so if
and-
you don't
and
roll
he's
higher
not-
than 15s.
He's being genuine. He has been humbled by the Vaelnar elves
To
mostly.
put it lightly.
Yes. And he's not lying or being tricky. He understands that there are people of his that still wish to fight, and there are people of his that are happy just starting a new life here. He doesn't feel...
Huh.
You don't think that he feels like they all have to do exactly what he wants them to do. So giving them a choice will be the most healthy option. This way we don't have people just living outside of the settlement's walls. They want to help,
Yeah.
they can go somewhere and actually be of service to the future sire.
Definitely makes sense. From a, I hate myself because there's not an actual role for it, but is there, from a tactical sense, does it sound like it's a defensible location?
It's hard to say at the moment. You'd have to actually see it.
Yeah, okay, I figured as much.
Is it the Dead's
Alright.
Ride south or north, back towards Kenrun?
South.
Is it actually
more-
a place on
So
the map?
more
or is
towards
it a
the Margul
custom-
Pass.
If you're looking at the map, if you're looking at the interactive map of New Sire, you see
Yeah.
that there's a small jut where the Seawall Mountains kind of reach up to New Sire almost. So
Yeah.
that's essentially where it is. It's in those foothills.
Near the Seven
Ah.
Caves.
On the on the
No,
opposite
not
side.
yet.
Yeah.
Not near the Seven
Yeah.
Caves at all. No.
I mean in the area, in the location of that, but not right next to it or anything.
Yeah, it's more like I can actually.
I was looking at it, I was thinking, like, what if we set the refugee camp outside of Kenrun on the Daggerun side? Then technically we're not within Braylon, though we're on the border. Now this raises some questions, but no one's going to come walking out of the mist anytime soon to tell Braylon about it.
This in the Discord real quick.
All right, I'll switch over to that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can just see that. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. The kobolds could be good practice for all those who want to fight.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
I will go and
I thought we were gonna.
inform my guards that you are welcome,
Thank you.
and I
Thanks.
truly wish you the best of luck. And he from the guards, and the gates will open.
All right. Well, if it is to be a location, and we need a name for it, maybe as a parallel for the Mournlands, we call it the Mourning Lands.
But if it's just a little outpost and we don't want to stay there long,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like Helm's
She's-
Deep.
she
It's Helm's
says-
Deep. You use it when you need to.
if you all would like, we can ride there, check it out, and if need be, we can rush back overnight, or we could camp there for the night and give it an actual test.
I don't have a problem with that. And G-Man can watch over things if he's with us. Since
Garvin?
yeah. Did we explain him to Adi yet? I want to bring that up.
Okay. She would have no problem with him joining.
No, I'm saying he can look over. Do we have people camping out here, like out by the inn?
Yeah.
Currently,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, because I was saying he can keep the fort held down here.
Oh yeah,
Second
yeah.
the druid. The druid
Yeah.
could as well.
Oh, the druid's with us too.
Yeah, Arden and Garvin
Yeah.
are with you guys. Mhm.
I'd
They're
say
actually
we
right
bring
up
the
there.
Elrid. I say we bring Garvin with us, and the druid can hold the fort.
That's like
Yeah.
your opinion, man.
I mean, if he was a high ranking too, he would also be able to help Silica with the warfare.
Oh, we
like,
give him the
different
choice.
positions and stuff. Yeah,
We'll give
yeah.
him a choice. So which one of you wants to come with us to
The scout out
the
area.
Okay.
the outpost?
All right. Garvin is 100% up for going with you guys.
Probably not much smokable grass up there, anyways. For Druid.
He says he knows the location. It is a great location as long as there are people willing to actually fight for it and establish it. He says it's nestled up almost right up to the mountains. And
Perfect.
with enough time, we could probably build something on the mountains for an even better position. But for something temporary, it can be a huge boon.
If we bring materials, Shepard can start. She doesn't have to sleep. She only needs 4 hours.
Yeah, but everyone else does. If you keep building throughout the
Right.
night, you gotta keep everyone up.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like if you guys
Well, we got lift and repair.
like head
So.
back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can start setting up for people to arrive here.
Well, right now, she just wants to check it out because it might not be worth it. Garvin says,
Yeah.
okay, cool, yeah, it could work, but it might
But we
turn
haven't
out
seen
that,
it in a while.
that Kinrun is a better option. So
Okay.
if you guys are okay taking a day trip there, if we have to rush back, we can rush back. Otherwise, we can have just a quick camp. And as long as
Yeah.
everything's okay, then
Yeah, let's take a day trip.
alrighty.
Yeah, I'm fine checking it out.
Let's
Alrighty.
quick save before we go.
So we have enough time to
Go today.
if you want to maybe step into the town for an hour, if there's anything last minute you need to pick up, go ahead and do that, and then meet me back here in an hour, and we'll head off.
Cool.
All right,
I want
That
to
sounds
meet the
good.
local potion seller.
my potions are too strong for you.
Mhm.
All right. So the town does have a tanner, a blacksmith, and a general goods kind of place. It's not really much of a there's no real like.
It's all haphazard.
Yeah, they don't really have much in the way of, I guess, adventuring sort of gear, right? It's like knickknacks and trinkets, sure. Maybe some herbal antidotes.
Full tea.
Yeah, some
Monster energy drinks.
alternate healing options.
Mhm.
Damn, you're gonna go V? Shit.
So depending on what you're looking for, I can move your tokens to the appropriate places.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a peek at the general store.
Yeah, definitely take a look at the blacksmith to see if I could get any
Upgrades.
yeah, that was the word I was looking for.
All right, so
Yeah,
making-
I will go with her.
all right.
I need new metal
Syria.
pounded into me.
Viciously, repeatedly.
Do you want me to come with you in that case, or is that private?
All right, so in case you didn't see where your tokens went, just click your icon and take them directly.
Whee!
Yoink?
Hello,
So-
donkey.
Harold Vyman, the blacksmith. He looks over at you guys approaching and he says, I look forward to this to taking back Sire. How can I help you? So he's one of the people that is with you guys.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
Access would be very useful.
Do you have anything that I can make use of?
How so? I am not a master forger if you are looking for me to,
Let's
I guess,
see.
graft something onto you, unless it is something
Mhm.
that is non-motion.
Actually, you know what would be really useful against bandits? Cattle traps.
I thought you were
Oh,
going to say
yeah, those
catapults.
do.
That'd be
Yeah, caltrops are actually very nice.
hide him in the forest around the outpost.
Can he upgrade my armor in any way? I'm at a 19. I want to see if I could bump that up to one more.
Well, you'd be looking for +1 armor in that case. And
Is he skilled enough in that case?
Do you have enough
It's-
money in that case?
Yeah, no, that is well beyond your current funding
Okay.
ability. It's not even a matter of cost. It's
Yeah,
it is something that he might be able to
Like
do given enough
resources.
time, but he does not have
Well,
what he
then,
needs here.
How about
A bag of caltrops will cost you 1 gold, Syria. That's a bag of 20 of them. They only have it's enough to cover 5 feet of space, basically. It's more of a
How much do they weigh each?
each. I'm not certain. You get a bag of 20, so I guess a tenth of a pound because the bag's 2 pounds.
Because I swapped out wedge bolt for catapult.
Oh, and you could
Imagine-
use those.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that using those. Oh, you want to if you could lob the whole bag.
Yeah, well, if it weighs 2 pounds, then yeah,
Yeah,
then it could probably burst on impact.
yeah, yeah. That's an option. It's just an expensive option.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, like when it bursts, it'll do the 5-foot thing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
pick it up. Pick up 1 bag at least, and we'll see if it works. If it do,
And-
then you got a new way of of using a gun, essentially.
An actual airstrike.
Mm-hmm.
didn't
What about ball
sorry.
bearings? Does it have any ball bearings? At least weighing 1 to 5 pounds. I suppose that'd be a little cannon, grape shot or something. Probably not.
Probably be looking at pellets. Let's see.
Actually, yeah. No, I'll just take the bag of cattle chops because I figure I just pick up any random rock outside to do the job.
Yeah, that's basically how that works. How
Yeah.
catapult normally works.
So I'll
So
take a
should
bag. And what else does
Sling bullets are the closest thing to the I guess pellets. And they're 4 copper for 20 of them.
reach?
All right, real quick, back to just upgrading issues. So no, he doesn't have the resources to be able to do it on hand.
Yeah. I was wondering. I'm confused because I can't find the sturdy shield. Was that in this or Pathfinder?
I believe that was Pathfinder. Because you had it for Hannah.
Yeah, that was right. Because I kept upgrading that one through Hana.
Right.
Okay then. Mm, I'm not really sure because I'm pretty happy with the stuff that I have. I was just wondering. I guess just to repair then. Maybe for me, like, it's been a while since I've been repaired. Outside of my own
general
mending.
upkeep.
So your
and
cosmetic
maintenance.
dinks and scratches.
Yeah, give me a fresh paint job.
All right, so yeah, he's able
But
to.
he's not a forger, but
He's not going to charge you for it. He will get you cleaned
still
up
giving
and like new though. He will.
yeah.
He does have the appropriate polishes and stuff, so you get a nice new sheen on your armor. You feel like you can actually see better out of your visor. He polishes the
Yay.
gems that make up that visor. All in all, that'll take almost the entirety of the hour that you have been given.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's some glamour time.
All right.
My
Are you
makeover.
okay waiting there for that, Celica? You were okay waiting there for that?
For Shepherd's thing.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
because it's going to take almost the entire time.
I'm getting a
man.
makeover. You can do your
Oh.
thing.
I was gonna get stuff at the blacksmith as well.
Okay, where are you trying to get?
I was trying this whole time trying to find where the material list is for the things that show what you can make stuff out of. So, you know, like adamantine, iron, whatever. But I can't find it
Oh,
because I don't know what book it's from.
check.
Oh well.
Just double checking. I have one, but I gotta check the sources.
Right.
That. Why don't we use this?
Hmm?
I found a new thing.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I'm actually to bookmark.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So looking, and I don't see him actually having any of these though. Not here in New Sire, but we can use this list. This is a very good list.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because I know that you can. What do we see? Because I know reading on that is there are more that aren't listed on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Because I know there's stuff like I can't remember if it's silver or if it's a different type of thing that's good against Fae or undead and stuff like that. Because I'm looking for something that I can actually get that's actually not too costly, but still adds a benefit. But I was
See,
trying to find the
looking
name
in
of it because
the basic handbook has. You're talking about like silvered weapons.
something like that.
I don't know of one that's just against Fae, but I know that like silvered weapons gets by some of the immunities and resistances to non-magical. You can normally silver a weapon for
Like powder or something.
for 100 gold.
Hmm. Here we go. This might be the list. Yeah. So it's things like mithril, cold iron, steel, bronze, and all that. Which one is it? Let me have a quick read. Yeah, cold iron is the one I was thinking that was good. That was good against Fae.
Okay.
But it wasn't the one I was thinking.
Yeah, that heartwood bow looks so
Do you-
freaking Final Fantasy.
Do you have a link to that? Because I'm looking for it in Beyond and I can't find it. I'm looking in the equipment chapter.
The thing I found out at the moment is a website that just has like a few of them. I don't think it's all of them, but I'll link it.
The adamantine dagger, it will kill.
Yeah, okay, so this is yeah, this is just an expansion upon the it's listed in the player's handbook. As far as
Okay.
him having cold iron, you do not.
Okay. That's fine. I was trying to find the list so I could read through them so I could find a specific one that I was looking for.
Mm.
But yeah. I guess
They don't
I
have
guess
an
that's fine.
actual like straight up list because it's
Yeah.
spread across so many different books as magical items and stuff. So it's something we'll have to
Yeah.
probably compile. Make a note.
All right. Well, in that case, because I can't find the specific thing right now, I do want to see if I can see if this blacksmith can actually turn my grace black.
Yes, he can. He needs more than a day to do it, though. He'll need a couple of days, but he can do it.
Okay. Technically, if we're going there and then back again, that's 2 days. So I could give it to him now, and I could just use my two-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, he will not charge you for it.
Oh, wow.
It is the least
Well,
that he can
thanks.
do for the help that you are giving and the hope that you are bringing.
Well, I keep making friends today.
So different from Nissa.
Yes. God, so refreshing. I don't think there's anything else unless he's got like something that catches my eye that I see.
No, he doesn't. He's actually packed up a lot of his stuff.
He's ready to go.
He's still working out some. He was at the time working out some more horseshoes, but he's prioritized you guys. So
all right,
he says that you're going to be gone a couple days. He'll have it when you get back.
Okay, that's great.
Right.
There is one thing I want to mention with I don't know, out of character, I guess, with Shepard. But isn't there a whole thing where it's like Shepard can buy a specific piece of gear, and if she wears it long enough, it becomes a part of her?
Yes.
Because I was just saying, instead of like trying to get
I
anything
assimilate
specifically,
it.
yeah. So instead of trying to get something specifically put into you, like you were suggesting, you could get something to add on to.
Yeah, that's what she was looking to do.
Yeah.
But there was nothing that was like special
Yeah,
because she
like,
still has to
I
be
can't-
proficient with the item.
Well, the
and-
thing is I can't get 2 chest plates and get bonuses from each of them.
Right.
I just get the value of the
The
strongest
highest, yeah,
item.
the highest one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. I think that's me done.
Alrighty. That said, we will gather up and I will get us over to our.
Before we go, does this guy have any first level scrolls that I could buy?
No.
No.
He has scrolls, but they're like artwork.
Actually, does he have
You can
any
see, like, that-
cartography?
The potion selection that he has is like the stuff that peddlers try to sell, like hair tonic and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Does he have any cartography equipment?
he has like ink and quill. He has parchment that you might need. If you need a compass, he has a compass. You try to kind of piece together the rest of it. Let me see here.
So I've got the ink and quill. Just probably need the parchment.
You can piece together the rest, because typically when you're buying cartographer tools, they're 15 gold. It's about 6 pounds. You have some of this stuff already, so you piece together the rest of it. It would be about 8 gold, and you would have an actual cartographer's tools set.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, I'll get the remainder.
Are
of what
you-
I need?
Proficient with artisan, or sorry, with cartographer's tools?
See, don't think so. No.
Okay, so you'll be able to use them and add your normal bonus, but not your proficiency bonus until you become proficient in them.
Yeah.
Now,
It's just-
using something enough over the course of the campaign, I will actually be granting specific proficiencies for it. So if you use the cartographer's tools for several, when I say several, I mean like 7 sessions or so, you've learned how to use them, so you'll get proficiency in them.
Cool. So I'll take the bag of cattle chops, 1 gold, and the remainder I need for the cartography.
All right, so that'll be a total of 9 gold.
9 gold. Ching. And that's it for me.
Alrighty. Something else. Alright, so without having to do too much, so start pulling pins over.
Ooh,
Because I have rolled
cinematic
and-
view.
I've rolled and there is no there's no encounter that happens on so that's good.
Are we supposed to be on a board yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll have to make some of these other tokens unique. So just remind me that Garvin is with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Garvin is with us.
summon to the board.
Ooh.
All right. So, I don't think the time of day is appropriate. Though. Sunset here.
Yeah. I assume the ground is supposed to have parts of a path on it. Rather than
Yeah,
a
it's
whole
all
path.
grown over.
Yeah.
There we are. And Sirenscape. Boop. This one. All right. So we approach this place as the sun is setting. For some reason. There we go. For some reason, the sun was not setting in the correct direction. That has been fixed as a bug. I fixed that bug. Eberron is working properly.
Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
Yes. So you guys approach and you see just dilapidated ruins, essentially.
Yeah.
There's destroyed palisades. You can see that this was kind of a squarish settlement. There's hills that begin to rise into some more jagged rocks to the south of this base camp. It's been well overgrown. It's been like this for several years.
Oh.
But there are still usable
Foundations.
yes, the foundations are still good. Oh.
We can rebuild.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, never mind. Those foundations are good.
Yeah. No, so in this case, there's still supplies here. Like you can see some already chopped logs. They do have what looks to be like a flagpole in the center, which would have been used for celebrations, things like that. They have plots where these quote-unquote houses, these buildings were set. Gavin comments that it looked a lot better in its prime, but it has not been kept up with. But the position here is fantastic. It's not directly on a main road. We're not going to see anybody trying to attack us until we got these walls up anyways. So
It's a good starting point.
it's a good starting point for us to do this on our own. If we do things through Kenrun, I feel like that's going to be reported back to Rote. That Braylon's going to find out quicker. But here, we're a day off the main road. It's to the north. Nobody's going to notice what we're doing, so we don't have to worry about interference from the powers that be.
The longest we can go unnoticed, the more we can get done.
Exactly, and it's going to take a while to get the buildings rebuilt. The wall will come first, and then we can work on the interior. But I mean, I've been living in a camp for years now. So since before the day of mourning, I've lived in camps or in tents, and that's how it was for a large portion of us. Even once we all found each other, we lived in tents for years. We weren't allowed to establish a home for ourselves, so it's not really going to be much of a regression. And with everybody as hopeful as they are, I'm more hopeful than I've seen them in years. This could be a very good thing. I think this is a great location. Ada, Bea, and Saldana are in the same boat as him. They definitely see that this place has its merits. It's not there yet, but it's a great start.
We got the Rocky Mountains outcrops. We could use that for a quarry. Well hidden.
He says that the land here is more tillable than the land where
down there.
Yeah.
Huh. It makes you wonder why they didn't stick with this location and went with the lesser one.
It just got attacked too many times. We didn't have as many people back then. We were attacked too many times. Kobolds and bandits, sometimes back to back.
Huh. Do they still come through here? Like if
I was gonna say, can I get Cohen to fly overhead?
Yeah, and there's no danger right now.
Yeah.
Given
Does
the
it look like there's
evidence
Kobold
looking around,
warrens.
you're not finding any evidence that anything's been here other than vines, basically. Nothing else
And
has tried
grass.
to live here.
So once everyone left, the aggressive might have left as well.
Well, it basically followed
There was
us.
nothing to attack.
We've been
Yeah.
attacked by bandits over in the current New Sire, but no kobolds. They don't come out towards the main road that often. They do, but they don't normally come out to settlements on the main road. They'll wait for wagons to come through. You guys just literally went. So he speaks the truth.
Yes.
Now, closer against the mountains, we're closer to their territories. But again, these people want to fight. Taking care of bands of kobolds is really just nothing more than harassment. I have seen and dealt with far worse. You take out the whatever's leading the kobold and a few of them, and they scatter like the wind. Again, you have literally just done this. He speaks the truth. So, kobold's really going to be the least of his concerns.
Yeah, it's Braylon.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that whatever is done here is going to be successful and hidden.
Mm.
So, and with Prince Orgev's support in kind of hiding this in the paperwork, it's going to work out that much better. This gives him the opportunity that he has always wanted, which is to provide hope for his people, but without having to get into direct conflict.
Hmm.
Let's get to it then.
He doesn't want to lose more of his people to poor decision making, essentially.
Yeah.
Right. We've already lost a lot already, so it's probably a good idea to try and negate or lessen what we can.
Exactly. So,
Well, inaction is probably the worst sin you can commit. This is a start for him.
well, he hasn't been a man of inaction. He's just been set on this is how things will be from now on.
Yeah.
All right.
Stagnancy. Boring.
I've
Make
rolled,
do with what we have.
I've rolled on the encounter table, and we are lucky enough to not have any more encounters on the way back. So if there's
Wow.
if there's anything that you guys want to do while we are right here, go ahead and let me know. We will start with Shepherd, then Celica, then Syria. And then we will go back to New Sire.
No, she was just gonna want to inspect structural
Mhm.
stuff to see, like, to already plan what we need to take down and what we need to rebuild and stuff like that, or what has some good bones.
Okay. Basically, as far as what you can tell, actually, give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. You've got that whiz, so you should be alright with that.
Investigation descent.
Which I
Sure.
don't have. Let's
I don't have in either in real life.
an 11. Yes.
Could I give her advantage on that?
Yes, unless your investigation's higher. If it is, then
I have a -1, so
Mine's +2.
all right. Then why don't
I
Celica
roll?
Celica can help
Sure.
with the
and then
aid
you
action.
can, yeah, and then
So you roll with
can
advantage.
road. Oh,
Well,
Wow.
you can't beat that.
My
So-
advantage was good.
You can't beat that.
One net 20 and it's not in combat.
22. So you guys are inspecting what's left here and discern that it's just going to be more useful and better to just essentially recycle these buildings. Not the walls, but the actual buildings that whatever's left still standing there.
Mm.
Just demolish them and take what you can still use
Yeah.
and use that to establish
Yeah.
some new buildings. The walls themselves, they're still there's some wood that's been overgrown, but I mean, these are palisades. You just take a
Yeah.
log, you stick it in the ground, and you sharpen the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all that's going to continue to
We
happen. Is
can
it's just going
we
to
can
continue to be
take
built up
the
around.
we can take the salvaged wood from the structures and finish the palisades.
Yeah, essentially, getting the
Plus-
wall done first is going to be.
Plus, there are also the buildings outside of New Sire that got destroyed that we could probably use.
Call them back all the way over here.
Well,
When we got,
I don't-
we
Well,
don't need.
it's really only that one. That's
Yeah, and
That's
and I
been
don't know
left,
about
and
sneaking
it's
from.
and it's been
Oh,
left.
there were
Get
multiple.
trees.
Sorry.
No, there were at one point in time multiple, but those were salvaged to build New Sire. The
Okay,
one
that's
that's
fine.
still standing, that is there to hide the cave.
Yeah. I only brought it up because I thought there was still others
Yeah.
other than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I mean,
we're
even,
gonna play
even
it-
when we get these walls up anyway, we've also got the possible quarry at the south. We can make stone palisades. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot that can be.
You've
Mhm.
not enough Vespine gas.
It has good bones.
All right, Celica, was there anything that you wanted to do specifically?
Checking out the location as itself because I'm actually here now. Can I see how defensible it might be?
Sure. This would also be an investigation.
Oh boy.
You can
And
have
then it
advantage
goes.
though, because they can aid you. So,
Oh, okay.
all right.
I've already got advantage, so I can't use inspiration. So yeah, that's
14,
16.
16? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit further out from the outcroppings than you would like, but overall it's very easily defendable. The forest here is sparse enough that it doesn't really hinder view too much. It's a nice flat area, so you don't have to. That's like the one benefit is since it's not directly up against the hill, you don't have to deal with being off level and something getting the advantage of high ground against you. But you also don't
Right.
have the advantage of high ground against anything else except for using the walls, which is their purpose.
Yeah.
Cover's
Overall,
always nice.
you're fairly confident this is actually a great spot. Finding something better this far off of the actual road that's not already inhabited by something is probably rare.
Yeah. I mean, once we all get properly set up, we might even be able to make trenches or maybe fill out a I've forgotten what they're
A moat?
called. Moats. So then you can get like water defenses out.
Yeah.
Because
You don't need to put water in it. You just dig the hole and fill it full of spikes. You don't need water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could do that too.
Bungee sticks.
Yeah. Or even watchtowers. We could build towers tall enough.
Yep, and you've got plenty of wood nearby.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And have a nice strong stone foundation.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Syria, anything that you want to do specifically?
I think I've already did the investigation check for the buildings.
Okay.
Actually, is there no 7 years? I don't think there's anything salvageable. Like, probably all rotten away by now.
For the most part, yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of dry, rotted wood or already
I suppose-
decaying wood.
Yeah, so it's gonna do a quick sketch of the. I'll use Cohen to fly up above, and so I can take a quick top-down sketch.
All right. So you'll be using your cartographer's tools.
Yeah.
This is going to be perception. So make a perception check.
So that's an 8.
Rip. We're approaching
You
the
can
end
do
of the night. Do
inspiration
you want
if
to
you
use
need
your yeah?
Yeah, why not? I'll try it again. 11.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That is actually enough. So you're able to get a basic sketch of essentially a bird's eye view, quite literally, of the settlement and how it's positioned up against the foothills of the Seawall Mountains.
Yay.
You're
So we
also
got a
able
little
to kind of
mini-map.
infer how it's going to work out in the future. So you don't just draw just these little scraggly walls by themselves. You can actually sketch the whole finished wall and then maybe add your own ideas.
Yeah. Cool.
Alrighty then, I will towards here. So back to Sire as soon as I get. Oh yeah, cows. Yes.
Meow.
Celica. Go. Towards the evening here. We get back, and essentially we get back to a small camp outside of the city, the town's walls, the hamlet's walls. Arden has basically grown a bunch of fruits for everybody to be able to share. The mood is lively, and upon seeing your return, everybody's a bit giddy with anticipation. They immediately kind of, I don't want to say cheer, but like the murmur grows.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like
oh,
we
they're
actually have a
back.
spot now.
Yeah. The blacksmith, where you at? Blacksmith, where'd you go?
No, where he at? Where he at?
Oh,
Where
he's
he
like,
go?
yeah, he's like hidden there. Harold is his name, Harold Vyman. He is out here and presents you with your black blade.
Whoa.
Nice. I take it
Fucking-
with not trepidation.
Rev-
What's the word where it's like reverence?
Reverence.
Yeah. Oh, that's the word. Yeah.
So
Thank you
fucking
very much.
anime.
It is well polished.
How much Bleach did you watch to make that a good idea?
I will tell you later.
He hands it over, proud of his work, and he says, "So, are we moving?"
We have found a location.
Ada, she's shaking her head. Yes, like yes, we will rebuild the old base camp, and that is where we shall have our new beginnings.
Yes.
Adventure.
See how the title of the session came back around?
Yeah, that was good. Nice thematic.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
stars
yeah.
above.
exactly.
Oh my god. 5 stars.
That's it. No more. With that, we will bring our campaign to a not our campaign.
Campaign.
I meant to say our adventure for the
Session.
night to a
Session.
close. Yes, our session for tonight to a close.
We moved to the hills and all fucking died. The
Yep.
end.
Mhm.
I hope everybody watching had a good time. It's mostly a roleplay night, but it was all very much needed. This campaign has totally different pacing than Hylon. It is each session is tied to the next unless I let everybody know that hey, there's going to be some downtime between. That said, thank you all. Have a good night. We will see you this coming Friday.
Thanks,
Yes.
everyone.
Nighty-night.
Goodbye.